What's up, y'all? We are back today.
Why not, girl? Why not? Tell me what would happen if I met you at the coffee shop. Why not, girl? Why not? Baby, what would happen if I met you at the coffee shop? Why not, girl? Why not? Tell me what would happen if I met you at the coffee shop. Why not, girl? Why not? Why not?
What's up, y'all?
Baby, what would happen if I? Yeah. Shorty came through when I slid inside the DM, yeah. Got me thinking you and me can go and fight up all the demons, oh. How about me and you, a couple friends head on a double date? I've been in my bag so much they think I hyperventilate. Clean what's on my dinner plate. Tell me if it's real or fake. You got me feeling.
What's up, y'all?
Looking in the red state. Nah, I ain't looking in the
I'm coming to my freak 412. I'm freak.
Why not? Tell me what would happen if I met you at the coffee shop. Why not, girl? Why not? Baby, what would happen if I met you at the coffee shop? Why not, girl? Why not? Tell me what would happen if I met you at the coffee shop? Why not, girl? Why not?
What's up, y'all?
Baby, what would happen if I? Baby, what would happen if I met you at your mom's house?
Man, let's start this over. Let's start it over. Let's start over. What's up, King Tabernacle? What's up, The Ice Cold Wolf? What's up, Heather? What's up, DB? Jahan, thanks for the super sticker. What's up, Lady T? Jahan, what's up again? This artist right here is Apex Frazier. This song is called Coffee Shop. Some more Kingdom music. Oh, Lady T, thank you so much. That was you. Thank you so much for the veggie burritos. Thank you so much, Lady T. Thank you. That's lunch for the rest of the. That's lunch for this week coming up. Thank you.
Shorty came through when I slid inside the DM, yeah. Got me thinking you and me can go and fight up all the demons, oh. How about me and you, a couple friends head on a double date? I've been in my bag so much they think I hyperventilate. Clean what's on my dinner plate. Tell me if it's real or fake. You got me feeling.
This is Apex Frazier.
Really great.
Song's called Coffee Shop.
I ain't looking in the real estate. Why not, girl? Why not? Would I do that? Tell me what would happen if I met you at the coffee shop. Why not, girl? Why not? Baby, what would happen if I met you at the coffee shop? Why not, girl? Why not? Tell me what would happen if I met you at the coffee shop? Why not, girl? Why not? Why not? Baby, what would happen if I? Baby, what would happen if I met you at your mom's house? I've been feeling stressed out. You get me to calm down, won't give me the run around. Teach me how to love now. Teach me how to call me on and off day. Tell me that it's okay. Told me you would run away if I kept playing Kanye. But I kept playing Kanye.
I gotta call you back, bro. My bad.
Like why not? You know I got your macchiato. Your last name was basic, called it avocado. So to the path we gotta follow. The good life, good book, you something not the Bible. Why not, girl? Why not? Tell me what would happen if I met you at the coffee shop. Why not, girl? Why not? Baby, what would happen if I met you at the? Why not, girl? Why not?
Wait till the breakdown. Come on here.
What would happen if I met you at the coffee shop?
Trying to let y'all come in.
Why not? Why not? Baby, what would happen if I? Yeah. Tell me what would happen if you and bad habits. Why not? Why can't I play
Mika, what's up?
Why not? You know I got your macchiato. What? You know I got your macchiato. Can't mess
Miss Q, what's up?
like it's a problem. Don't act like it's a problem.
Okay, so I was thinking, I was reading some scriptures this morning, and it hit me, being obedient to God doesn't give us credit with God. Being obedient to God doesn't give us brownie points. Being obedient to God doesn't give us anything because God expects that. We're supposed to be obedient. We don't get any special anything because we're obedient. We're supposed to be obedient. We don't get credit for doing what we're supposed to be doing. And I thought about that. And I thought about that most people think because they obey that they're doing something special. And you're not. You're doing what's required. It's almost like going to a fast food restaurant and it says you got to wear shirt and shoes to enter into the establishment. Like it's a standard. And so people, when they get caught up with this obedience thing, they're obedient. And so they feel like if I'm obedient over here, I'm good. But then when they're not, oh, I'm falling or I'm struggling or I'm wrestling. I was talking with someone about people struggling. And I said, when it comes to our faith, there is no struggling. There's no struggling because you're either obedient or you're not. You see, the problem is that this Christian doctrine is really based on a lot of things that aren't really backed by scripture, and it doesn't really require the person to make a full commitment on changing their lives. And I'm going to tie this into a man being a leader and not having excuses. I think in my life, the biggest pitfalls I've had are times where I give myself an excuse on the way out. And usually for a man, that's disastrous. And a lot of men give themselves an excuse. Obviously, in the black community, the excuse is white people. But the problem with the excuse is the excuse itself takes away not only accountability, but it also takes away faith. So an excuse that a person has kills two birds with one stone. It makes the person unaccountable, and it also makes them unfaithful. Not unfaithful in the sense of with a significant other, but unfaithful to God. And so I don't trust anybody that has an excuse because I know an excuse-minded person is already going to be unfaithful to God and also not be accountable. But I just think that this whole being obedient to God, we don't get credit for being obedient. The Bible says that it's impossible to please God without faith. So what pleases God is our faith, not our obedience. Our obedience is a standard. That's like putting your name on the paper. Putting your name on, and they say when you used to do the SATs, you got so many points for spelling your name right or bubbling your name in. Same with God. You being obedient is just you putting your name on, the SAT or the Scantron. Anyway, I say all that to say that men are the cause of all this stuff falling apart. And even when it comes to women, if men had a standard, a true standard for who they were going to sleep with, these women would change their tune immediately. Like if men would say, because women know he wants to sleep with me so I can leverage this to get that and get this. But if that's off the table, if her having to be a good woman would determine whether or not he did, that changes the whole game. Now a woman has to lead with character versus her physical body. And so men really set the standards. It's not women. It's not at all. Women aren't meant to set the standard. The man is. The women are supposed to aid the man in the building of the standard. Women are supposed to aid the man in the mission, help the man in the mission. Many women hear that and think that's male chauvinistic, but it's not. Because if women are left to put the standard up, look at society today. When women set the standard, now men can be women. When women set the standard, feminism, now men can be women. The irony of feminism is that feminism backfired so much to the point where now women are losing even being the essence of even being a woman. Even the essence of being a woman. So men have to set the standards. And it's not for a man to say, well, women getting away with this, women getting away with that. No. It's for the men to set the standards, because it don't work if men don't set the standards. There's no other, we try to do it any other way, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. The man sets the standard. So at the end of the day, the men have to be the ones to say, we are not going to tolerate this kind of behavior from the women. Asking women to change a situation that benefits them is almost impossible. They're not going to do it. There's too many benefits in being a woman for them to say, you know what, I'm going to give this up to get up under and submit to a man. It's not how they're not going to do it. The man has to set the standard. If a man sets the standards, then that changes everything. Now, you don't have a transformer movement. Now you don't have women saying, oh, I'm really a man. You don't have none of that stuff because a man setting the standard. When I say a man, I mean a righteous man. I mean a righteous man. So the problem with the world today is men not being men. That is the problem. Men not setting the standard, setting the tone. You know, if you're a coach of a team, when you get that team, the coach has to set the tone of the team, meaning that the coach determines what he's going to accept and not accept. And I guarantee the zero tolerance coaches are the ones that are the best, because it makes the athlete bring their A game every time. I'm not gonna play with you. If I catch you stealing, you off the team. If I catch you involved in some criminal activity or some foolishness, you off the team. Like, it's simple. Then that means that player is automatically thinking about the team with everything they do outside of the team. So if I'm doing this, what did coach say about this? What does get me off the team? Now imagine the coach doing these players like that and letting them know that it's not even about them, it's about the team. Much like us on this earth, it's not about us, it's about what God wants. Because history has shown us that when man makes it about himself, chaos ensues. When a person makes it about themselves, chaos ensues. That's why you make it about what God wants. That way you take your own personal desires out of it. I make it about what the coach wants and what's best for the team. Now my own desires are gone. Now everything I do is going to benefit the team. I'm not going to go out and drink tonight. I'm not going to go out and party tonight. I'm not going to mess with this girl. I'm going to go to my hotel room and go to sleep. Like, all these things get the person in the mindset of it not being about them. Hope this makes sense. So all of this stuff we see in society starts from righteous men setting the standard. A man being in right standing with God, setting the standard. Not just being obedient to God, because that is a standard, but we're also being obedient. We're also perfecting the fruits of the Spirit. We're also loving our neighbor. We're also putting God first in everything we do. We're also trying to walk like the Messiah. Like, we're doing all these things so we can set a standard, and then so we can lead. So I say all that to say that when it comes down to the black community, and I've said this a lot, and I see this as the problem. The problem is that black men have an excuse. It's impossible to build if you have an excuse. Imagine a group of men and they're tasked with building a house. If it's too hot outside, they don't have to build. If it's raining outside, they don't have to build. If it's too cold outside, they don't have to build. If anything is going on, they don't have to build because they always have an excuse. You understand that nothing ever gets done if you have an excuse. So now you got a bunch of black men in a nation, in a community, that when push comes to shove can always say, well, it's not my fault, or I can just do this. That is a problem. That is a problem. It's impossible to build with an excuse. So, like I said this before, black men are able to get on the highest plateaus and platforms, get on the biggest stages, and literally blame somebody else for their problems and get applauded. It is impossible to be a man. It is impossible to be a father. It is impossible to be a leader. It is impossible to serve God if you have an excuse. Somebody said excuses or results, but not both. Exactly. You know, the world created this gray area to keep folks stuck. No such thing as a gray area. Either you're for God or you're against God. That's it. Either you're for God or you're against God. But I was on Chad O's show last night, and some of you all came on. And I want to thank you all that came on in support. And I want to thank you all that gave super stickers to Chad. I want to thank y'all for doing that, because that really made his day. Matter of fact, I'm honored that folks that come on my platforms was giving the super stickers, but also that somebody, Angel, was the first person to give him his first super sticker ever. And again, I thank y'all for doing that, because that is the ultimate sign of respect, because we are blessed to be a blessing. But we watched clips from a video from Champ Bailey. He's a former cornerback, DB, NFL, and this is Hall of Fame speech. And I lost a lot of respect for Champ Bailey. I'll say this, over the past 3 years, I pretty much probably lost all the folks I looked up to, you know, as far as in the sports world. Most of these guys can do a thing good, but they're not really men. Because again, you can't be a man and have an excuse. You can't, because you can't lead. Because when push comes to shove, you're going to come up with an excuse. That's why excuse-minded men are a detriment to the whole world. Because it was excuse-minded men that said, let this slide, or let's do this, or let's overlook this, or let's do this tomorrow, or this can wait. So, but let's get into this. Video of Champ Bailey. Really, in my opinion, just selling out. It's really disgusting. And the only folks that applaud this kind of stuff are degenerates. Are degenerates and cowards and cowens and scoundrels and eavesdroppers and foolish people and the decadent, weak. Like, nobody with any kind of fear of God in them their spirit would even accept what Champ Bailey is saying. Their spirit wouldn't even accept what Kaepernick is saying. Their spirit couldn't even accept what Barack Obama is saying. Like, their spirit couldn't even accept it. But let's continue. Now think about this speech he's about to give, and I want you to think about the fact that there's an idol of him that's erected. So I want you to think. I want you to think about everything he's about to say, and think about how the white man erected an idol of him. So this day is to celebrate him and put him in the Hall of Fame. But notice there is an idol next to him. So imagine his speech he's about to give as there is a literal idol that people are looking at and celebrating this historic event.
Okay, I'll remove my sunglasses. All right. So you can see my joy, and because my wife said so. Now, I have to start by thanking God for Broncos country. I'll get back to you. Thanks, Jack, for being a mentor, a friend.
Our playbook has countless guys' hairstyles because we
and a business partner from the very beginning, 20 years ago this year. I also want to thank my fellow classmates, all of you.
Thank you, Jahan, for the super sticker. Now I want to pause it right here. No, you guys will be able to see it if you come on YouTube. You'll be able to see the screen if you come on YouTube. Champ Bailey's agent of 20 years is a white guy named Jack Reel. Now, again, I say this all the time. All of these biggity, bliggity black, pro-black people always have white people in their most important positions of their lives. They talk all this bliggity black stuff, but they don't trust black people with their most precious thing, like their money. They don't. I remember Kevin Garnett hired this guy to be his accountant, and he gave this guy blanket power of attorney. This guy stole $75 million from him. He gave this white guy blanket power of attorney, something that he would never do for a black person. If a black person was watching all of KG's money, he would have been behind them with a microscope. But because he trusted the white guy, he gave him blanket power of attorney, and all the white guy did was hire 2 accountants in Kentucky. Those 2 accountants said, we knew what he was doing, but he had blanket power of attorney. So legally, he was able to do it. Now, Kevin Garnett lost $75 million, got none of it back. That same guy went around the NBA getting these black athletes for millions. Getting these black athletes for millions. Now, I'm not trying to make this racial, but what I'm saying is that all this biggity pro-black stuff, at the core of what they're saying is they're insecure about being black. And so when you're insecure about being black, you give extra credit to someone that's not black. i.e. a white person. Now, when a black person comes up, they say, I can watch your money for you. You tell them, ain't no way. But when the white guy comes, you say, okay, I trust you because I look around the league, he has a white agent, he got a Jewish agent, he got a white agent, and go back and forth all day long. But Champ Bay's about to give his speech, but just know the person to his left is his agent, and he's an old white guy. This white guy looks like he could be in Congress, on the Senate, a governor. This white guy is the poster child or poster person for racism in America. If you just saw this white guy and you ask, is he racist? Most folks gonna say yes. But that's Champ Bailey's agent, Jack Real. Now, I'm not saying he is racist. I'm not making this about race. I'm just saying that there's a certain kind of mindset that goes with a grown man saying that he's a victim in a country that he supposedly helped build. Let's go.
You guys inspire me, all of you. We'll forever be teammates for life. Also, a big thanks to the current Gold Jackets. Thanks, guys, for making us feel welcome the past few months. It's been amazing to know that I can call you my teammates forever. I also want to say thank you to the Hall of Fame voters for getting it right the very first time. Thank you to the Hall of Fame staff for taking care of all of us and our families all weekend long. I cannot thank you enough. I must admit, I struggled a bit trying to write down the names of every person that I should be thanking today. But realistically, it would take me hours to get through it, and I'm sure no one in here wants to hear me speak that long. So I'll begin with starting with my family. My family, now they'd rather me not speak about them. But this first person, she relishes it. And that's my mom. We call my mom Ma B. Now I think that's a self-titled nickname because that's how much confidence she has. I'm a very competitive person. And if anybody knows my mom,
Let me skip forward to the part where he gets into the meat and potatoes. I mean, this is going to be the standard. Thank everybody. I want to get to what we discussed last night.
I'm not sure she ever realized the impact she had on her community. The impact he actually probably should have been standing here before me. That's how good he was, but a neck injury forced him out of football. He always had real subtle ways of motivating his kids. He would always say this one phrase that stuck with me through and through. If you're gonna do something, try to be the best at doing it. And I think I did a good job trying, Pop. I also want to thank my late grandmother, Joanne Bailey. Homeless people, give them shelter, food, whatever they needed to survive. She would provide odd jobs around her property for that.
I'm just trying to find.
Hey guys, this is my mom.
I'm just trying to get to the part where he starts, getting to the meat and potatoes of this.
Everybody. She's also very strict and disciplined. You can ask our son Braden. about that,
Now, this is-
and our soon-to-be one-year-old son, Beckham.
Now, this is Champ Bailey's wife. This is Champ Bailey's wife. Now, again, I always tell you all, what's up, Ian, Mayor, King Tabernacle, Ross, everybody. Now, this is Champ Bailey's wife. And let me just, before I speak about her nationality, I just want to see. Okay, her name is Jessica Herrera. And, okay, so his wife is not black. So, we have his wife, not black, and his agent is not black. So the two most important things in his life are his who he creates his legacy with, who he shares his bedroom with, and his money. So in both areas, the two most important areas, it's not black, but he's pro-black. And then you'll find this all the time with all this biggity black stuff, is that these people actually have an inferiority complex about being black. You can't say that you're pro-black and everything in your life doesn't represent pro-black. Because it's like a truly pro-black person has a black accountant, has a black lawyer, works for black people, like has a black spouse, obviously, lives in a black neighborhood. Like everything, that's pro-black. But as you see, most of these people, pro-black on the stage, but in their lives, they're not. But let's continue.
At the standard. I have all the confidence in the call him Boogie growing up. Football has been the biggest part of my life. There's so many good and bad things and effects the game had on my life. I'll start with the bad. The game absolutely consumed me. I often missed or dismissed. I could go on and on about all the challenges I faced at being a pro football player. I'd like to thank some of those people. Love, Taterhead. My then head, well, my soon opportunities, none of that would have been possible without you, Coach D. Thank you. My whole class of 1996, man, we thought, Rev Dog, Hines Ward, their patience with me. That at that time, both these guys are first ballot Hall of Famers.
Goodness.
Before he chases prey, Denton, Kennard, Broncos. He was so unselfish. Thank you too, brother. Luke, Rich Tootin, Crime.
I don't know where this.
Okay. I personally consider myself an expert of the game of football. Random people always ask me, will you be a coach one day? No. Can you teach my kid a few things about the game? Yes. People ask these questions because they also believe I have unique knowledge that only a few people possess, like these guys. Tonight, I thank many people who supported my career, and many of you are my closest friends. Some of you are also considered experts of the game as much as I am. Out of the people I mentioned tonight, most of you are black men, my brothers. Some of
Now, here we go. Now, I'm going to say this again because I see somebody Jessica Herrera is not black. She's not black. She's not culturally black. She's not black at all. She's not black. And this is what's funny is that black people want to claim what they want to claim to be black. To be black is to be a descendant of a slave. That's black in America. Your lineage comes from slavery, and being in America, that is what black is. That's why so many name changes to identify you from the rest of society. That's why it's Negro. That's why it's black, African American, all this stuff. So Jessica Herrera, his wife, is not black. She's not. She's not culturally black at all. And I guarantee if you ask her, her parents, are they black? They're going to say no. If you ask her, is she black? She's going to say no. She's going to say no. She is going to say no. She is not black. But black folks want to claim everything, and she's not black. She ain't. And she gonna say she ain't black. She gonna say what she is. Either she gonna say she Hispanic, Mexican, she gonna say the country, but she not gonna say black. Anyway, but my point is that all these pro-black people don't have black people in their most personal and intimate places in their lives. They don't. All these folks talking this pro-black stuff don't really feel that way about black. If they did, their life will reflect it, and it doesn't. Champ Bailey don't live in a black neighborhood. He ain't got a black wife. He ain't got a black agent. None of it. He didn't go to HBCU. So you got to ask yourself a question. Why are these people pushing something on us that they don't believe in? Why are these people pushing something on us that they don't believe in? If I did it, there's no way I would be able to do what these folks did and y'all wouldn't get on me about it. Y'all be the first one to say, Blanche, you said this. Blanche, y'all hold me to the utmost. I'm held accountable to the utmost. But these people can spew these messages out. Nobody say nothing to them. But let's get into it. And let's get into a man with excuses.
Some of you athletes, some of you not athletes. But we are all black men first. Something we have more expertise in than any aspect of our lives. I'm a firm believer that if you want to create change, you better start with your friends and your family. So I'm starting here today. The first thing people see when they look at me is not a Pro Football Hall of Famer, or a husband, or a father. They view me first as a black man. So on behalf of all the black men that I've mentioned tonight, and many more out there, who've had the most of the same experience that I've had in my lifetime, we say this to all of our white friends. When we tell you about our fears, please listen. When we tell you we're afraid for our kids, please listen.
What has Champ Bailey experienced in his life that has been so bad? He's a millionaire. He's being inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame. He has a wife, family, generational wealth to change his legacy. What's been so bad about his experiences? And why can't I experience them? If the trade-off for racism is to be like in Champ Bailey's shoes, I'll take it. It's Champ Bailey. If the trade-off for experiencing racism is to be in this man's shoes, I'll take it. You mean to tell me if white people pick on me, I get to be a millionaire? You mean to tell me if white people pick on me, I get to have my own ice cream, my own shoe deal, Netflix? You mean to tell me if white people pick on me, I get to be set up for life? I'll take it. I'll take it. What has Champ Bailey gone through in his life that's been so bad? He's literally on the stage getting accepted into the NFL Hall of Fame, and he's complaining about how bad it was being black in America. There's a slap in the face to the NFL, slap in the face to all his white agent and his non-black wife, and also a slap in the face to God. His name is Champ Bailey, but it should be Chump Bailey. But I'll take it. I'll take white folks picking on me if the end result is I get to be rich. All I gotta do is endure microaggressions, because they aren't enduring any lynchings. They aren't enduring any chains or whips. They aren't enduring any free labor. They're not enduring any of that. What they're enduring is microaggressions. So by all means, if I get to be rich, then white folks, come pick on me, please. Come pick on me. When I walk into work, whisper. When you see me come and walk away, cut me off in traffic. These folks ain't experienced nothing. Champ Bailey ain't experienced nothing. He ain't never had somebody tell him, you can't eat in here. You can't go here. You can't do this because you're black. He's never experienced that, ever. Right, Ian Mayor. How can you talk like you're oppressed as you're receiving an award? Lizzo says, I don't make my music for white people, as if white people don't buy her music at the tune of 100%. Because black folks ain't supporting Lizzo like that. It's white people. Black folks ain't buying Lizzo's music. It's white people. America is so racist that she's able to bite the hand that feeds her and get an applause. I don't buy it. Let's continue.
When we tell you there are many challenges.
Now they all go to somebody said, where are you taking these crying classes at? Now these people always cry, but you never see a tear fall. I don't know what class they taking, but I can guarantee that they don't go to the second one, because the second class is the tear falling. The first class is letting your eyes water up. The second class is the tears actually fall. These folks don't shed a tear. They cry, they wipe their face, they tremble their voice, all that. But the tears never fall. Let's continue.
Challenges we face because of the color of our skin. Please listen. And please do not get caught up in how the message is delivered. Yes.
So you're asking white people, and this is why I say black men are not qualified to lead. Because when black men get into these positions, they turn into cowards. This is cowardly. This man just said, when we tell you that we're afraid, believe us, and then don't get caught up on how it's delivered. So in other words, if you see me burning your store down, just overlook it. I'm upset. If you see me cursing you out and threatening you, just overlook it. I'm upset. If you see me vandalizing your property, overlook it. I'm upset. If you see me acting a complete fool because I believe that you are racist, just overlook it because I'm upset. That's what he's saying. He's asking white people to excuse bad behavior. That's what he's asking. Let's continue.
Yes, most of us are black men or are athletes, but we are black men first. Understand this. The things that make us great on the field, like our size and our aggression, are the same things that can get us killed off the field. I believe if we
Here goes the notion that I reject. He said that the same thing that gets us credit on the field can get us killed off the field. I would love to see the stats on how many athletes actually have been killed by the police. I would love to see the stats on how many actual athletes have been killed by the police. Has anyone ever looked it up? How many athletes have been killed by the police? I would love to see the number, as if athletes aren't revered in our society. This is cowardice. This is why I say that black men are not qualified to lead. And I know it sounds bad. I know it does. But this is why I say this. Because black men have an excuse, and it's white people. How many times do you hear a black man say, I ain't got no excuses? How many times have you heard a black man on the stage say, white people are not my problem? I don't believe in excuses. It's all on me. Right, Edna. Thank you. Athletes that kill other people, though, exactly. Right, Jason. Athletes get caught drunk driving and get let go. Do you know how many incidents that the police run into with athletes and they get a slap on the wrist? Stallworth killed somebody. Did he go to prison? No. So, again, if a man has an excuse, then he's not fit to lead. You can't believe in God and have excuses, because an excuse in itself is a false God. An excuse is a false God, because an excuse is going to take you away from what God wants. Think about when an excuse is used. An excuse is used to keep you from doing what is right. Think about an excuse. An excuse is used to keep you from doing what is right. That means an excuse by itself is a false God, because you will abandon doing what's right to appease the excuse. So if a man has an excuse, he's not fit to lead. And most black men have an excuse, and that excuse is white people. This man is begging and pleading white people to listen when a bunch of grown black men come to them crying about somebody they don't know getting killed by the police. They want white people to stop what they're doing, sit down, and listen to them cry about the police killing somebody who was more than likely armed, doing something wrong. Listen to that foolishness. And then what? Champ Bailey don't have any stats on what's going on. He can't tell you the numbers, the ratios, nothing. All he can show you is what the media says. But his wife ain't black and his agent ain't black. So no matter what he tells me, I know how he really feels deep down inside based on the person that handles his legacy and the person that handles his money. Let's continue.
We start listening. There's no telling the progress we can make. All of us are dads, sons, brothers, your friends. We all understand that if we can't get our friends to listen, then no one will. And to my black brothers, if you do not have anything positive to say about our social challenges, please keep your mouth shut.
So now he's saying, he's telling black men, if you don't have anything positive to say about our social challenges, think about this, think about that statement. What good thing would I have to say about the social challenges? Oh, I get it. You're saying if you're going to come to me and say that's not an excuse, keep your mouth closed. If you're going to come to me and take accountability, don't do it, keep your mouth closed. If you're going to come to me and say stop blaming white folks, don't do it, keep your mouth closed. So in other words, he's saying only the excuse-minded black men should be able to speak. Only the cowardly black men should be able to speak. Only the weak-minded black men should be able to speak. Only the black men who would dare get on the stage and beg white people in front of their parents, in front of their wife, in front of their children, begging and groveling for white people to listen to them. It's absolutely disgusting. It's disgusting. Listen, Mr. Bailey, I'm going to speak. I'm going to tell the truth and shame the devil, as the old folks used to say. I'm going to tell the truth, Mr. Bailey. You're wrong. And what you're doing is despicable and cowardly. You're setting a poor example for black young men. A horrible example. You're telling them that when they face adversity, they have the right to cry about it and complain to white people. But when somebody gets shot down the street, be quiet about it. When somebody spin the block, be quiet about it. When an innocent child gets shot, be quiet about it. When these babies are aborted, be quiet about it. When Joe Biden handed out crack pipes, be quiet about it. With the lack of education in our communities, be quiet about it. Be quiet about all the atrocities, but speak up when CNN says somebody black got shot by the police unjustly. It's disgusting. Let's continue.
I close tonight by saying there's nothing more important in a success story than being inspired by someone or something. I'm not the only one who has a long list of inspirations. I am surrounded on this stage by my new teammates. Love you guys. So many of these great men inspired me, and I know I would not be here without them. If not for them, I would not be standing here today. I will remain forever humbled by this honor. Love you guys. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis,
Now, who listened to Champ Bailey and felt inspired?
Recordings just got better.
Has got a.
Now, who listened to Champ Bailey and felt inspired? What did Champ Bailey say that made you want to go out there and achieve greatness?
Mr. P is here. Our last.
Let me let me go to I'm gonna give you an example here of accountability and leadership. Thank you again, Miss Angel Hughes. Angel Hughes did the honor of, what's up, Anita? Angel Hughes did the honor of giving Chad O. Jackson his first super sticker. She goes out in the history books. She's going to be blessed because of that. I'm going to give you an example of leadership and accountability and what it looks like. Now watch this. This is Master P.
Last week, Just Hilarious was co-hosting with us. Just claimed that, during taping of I Got the Hookup Too, she got a front end of a check and never received the back end.
Now he playing around with me because I never said it was it wasn't never like a second check. It was money paid up front, and then it was supposed to have been another $15,000.
Oh, so you didn't get the other half of your money?
Yeah, I didn't get the other half of my money.
Because Master P said, I don't pay people. It's a production company. It's my movie, but it's...
Yeah, but why is we talking about that? Let's be honest. I gave you opportunity. Why is we talking about that to bring... I'm not even in the music business no more. I'm not in the entertainment business. That's what I'm saying. So you take that and turn it into clicks. And even when she read it, I wasn't addressing her when I said people hide behind these computers and that wasn't about her. That's what I'm telling y'all. It's all the miscommunication. What she read was not about her. So that's what I'm saying. Let's change this, man. Let's change our thoughts and our patterns and say, how can we help each other?
Master P is here. Last week, Just Hilarious was co-hosting with us.
Now, based on what Master P just said, do you think he paid her money or not? Based on his example, his explanation, now she said he didn't pay her the back end. Y'all know the upfront money and you get the back end money, entertainment. But do you think that he paid her this money? Now I want you to listen to character, accountability, responsibility, leadership, all these things. Listen to what he says. This is Master P now.
Just claimed that, during taping of I Got the Hookup Too, she got a front end of a check and never received the back end.
Now he playing around with me because I never said it was it wasn't never like a second check. It was money paid up front, and then it was supposed to have been another $15,000.
Oh, so you didn't get the other half of your money?
Yeah, I didn't get the other half of my money.
Because Master P said, I don't pay people. It's a production company. It's my movie, but it's...
Yeah, but why is we talking about that? Let's be honest. I gave you opportunity. Why is we talking about that to bring... I'm not even in the music business no more. I'm not in the entertainment business. That's what I'm saying. So you take that and turn it into clicks. And even when she read it, I wasn't addressing her when I said people hide behind these computers and that wasn't about her. That's what I'm telling y'all. It's all the miscommunication. What she read was not about her. So that's what I'm saying. Let's change this, man. Let's change our thoughts and our patterns and say, how can we help each other?
Master P is here. Last week, Just Hilarious was co-hosting with us.
So the issue wasn't how Just Hilarious took something. The issue was you didn't pay her. And you know he didn't pay her because when he's asked the question, he said, why are we talking about this? Think about this. Now this is supposed to be a stand-up guy, Master P, all these things, but he believes because he gave her an opportunity, he don't have to fulfill the agreement. This is character. This is character. You see how folks get exposed on simple things? On the simplest of things, he got exposed. This lets me know how he does business. He didn't say, I'm going to give her money. He didn't say it was a mix-up with the finances. He didn't say she's right, I'm wrong. He said, why are we talking about this? So if you see this man and you hear him talking, you don't have to go deep. You can see the assessment of the man in this one clip. He owes this woman $15,000, but he feels like he don't have to pay her. Now, do you honestly think if he owed one of them Jewish folks some money that he wouldn't pay them? You think that? You think if he owes some Jewish folks some money, he wouldn't pay them? He gonna pay them. He gonna pay anybody else their money. Trust me. He's going to pay anybody else their money. But not Jess. Thank you, Angel, for the super sticker. Star Chuji said his son exposed him too. I don't know what Romeo said about him, but I can imagine when I'm seeing this clip right here, what Romeo said probably aligns with this. I can guarantee what Romeo said got to deal with character. I can guarantee it. It deals with character. But this is an example of men without character. You don't have to get deep. Anytime you ask somebody a question and they answer another question, you don't have any character. All he had to say was, if she didn't get her money, I'm going to make sure she gets it. Simple. I'm going to go in my pocket and make sure she gets her money. I'm not going to let you tarnish my name to say I didn't pay you. And if the production company didn't pay her, you should be on the phone calling them and making sure they pay her. This is character. This is honor. This is not what a man is supposed to be or do. I don't care that he's Master P. I don't care what he's done. Your legacy, who you are and what you've done, shouldn't be summed up in one clip. The empire you build should not be able to be crumbled in one clip. And all you had to do was say, my bad. I'll make sure it's right. Now imagine how much business you get if a person goes on social media and says, Blanche did me wrong. And then I go and I say, well, how can I make it right? Imagine how many folks come after that person and say, you know what? This is an honorable person. But he feels like he ain't got to do it because she's just hilarious. She ain't a queen at that moment. She ain't Black Girl Magic. It ain't about unity, about the community, about the village. It ain't about Black power, none of that stuff. It's about I'm not paying her because I don't have to. And that's character. I think it's some kind of saying where they say, how do you treat the people who can do nothing for you? Thank you, Heather. No honor. Thank you, Gabrielle. He danced around answering. Thank you, Anita, so much. And it's easy. Just pay that girl what you owe her. This ain't rocket science. This is why these men aren't qualified to lead. This is why these men are not qualified to lead.
I understand we need to move beyond color.
Let me go to
change me while they pulling down their panties. You can.
Now, people wanted me to talk about this guy that had the seven babies. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to talk about him a little bit. And I'm going to say this. This guy has 7 baby mamas. He doesn't take care of his children. He said he didn't want them. Now, I'm going to say this before I get into this. This man is a sweeping indictment on women. And I'm going to tell you why. Now, do I agree with his actions? Absolutely not. I don't. I will say this, however, that if a man tells you, you know, I'm about this, and you still indulge, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. This guy is sleeping with women and unprotected, and the women are getting pregnant. So not only is he sleeping with them unprotected, but they're actually sleeping with him unprotected. You know you're ovulating. So these women, they know they're ovulating, and they're having unprotected sex. And he's, as he says, shooting the club up on purpose. So everything's being done on purpose. So these 7 women are 100% complicit with what this man has going on. It's just hard for me to sympathize or empathize with them when the circumstances presented are as they are. You meeting this guy at a bar or a club and sleeping with him that night or the next day. And unprotected at a hotel. The whole scenario screams, we ain't got nothing going on but sex. But let's continue.
It's all type of class, and this is the thing, because I heard people saying that, like, oh, are you telling them that you're not going to be a father before sex? Who the fuck gonna say some shit like that? who think about kids before sex? Why the fuck would I sit a woman down and be like, hey, you know, if you get pregnant, I'm not going. Nobody's talking about that dumbass shit. You feel me? But it's all type of class of women. It's all type of class of women. So it's just, I'm an honest person. Women like honest people, right?
Yeah. Well, see, I've always said that if you be straight up, you'll get more box. Because I say that women want it, like women want it sometimes worse, more than the guy do. But I don't know why guys feel like they need to lie to chicks in order to get them to lay down or to get them to do what they want to do. I never believed in that. I've always from day one said that if you be straight up or you just be whoever you want to be, she gonna give it up anyway.
Mm.
What do you
No,
think?
that's a fact. Just be straightforward. Just be straightforward. You gotta give a woman a decision and choice to fuck with you, man.
Mhm.
Especially if they're gonna be giving your body. Even if the outcome might be a motherfucking baby, you still gotta give her a goddamn choice. You know what I'm saying? Up front, if she wanna deal with you.
Yeah.
You ain't got a lie, bro. It's a lot of women out here. It's a lot of women out here. You ain't gotta lie and manipulate to get nothing from no woman, bro. Because trust me, if she not gonna do it, it's another one will.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And whatever you think, it's even the women that disagree with me, you know what I'm saying? It still can be something. So you ain't got a lot of no woman, not at all.
So now, because you are, because see, I've never heard you say it's not my fault, right? The one thing that I did hear you say in the video, to your credit, is you said, "Yo, I know what I'm doing. I'm taking responsibility for what it is that I'm saying, and I'm willing to deal with whatever comes along with it, right?" But then based off of what it is that you're telling me today, you said, listen, I ain't lie to these chicks. It ain't no secrets. You know what I'm saying? I was up front with them or whatever like that. Do you think, in your personal opinion, that it's in this whole, women's rights era where women got the choice to do what they want to do and things like that, how much responsibility do you think lies on a woman? Because you gonna catch all of the backlash. But I don't see anybody saying anything about your baby mamas that also decided that they wanted to lay down with you and then turn, you know what I'm saying, to go along with whatever is going along with the narrative. Do you think that it's a failure? Because people, you said, black guys is calling you, they holding you responsible, they all in your DMs. Do you think that there's a double standard when it comes to holding women responsible for what it is that they decide to do with their bodies also?
Yeah, because it's most women that's out speaking. You feel me? Men really don't come out and speak on topic. So it seems like, you know what I'm saying, women are being attacked. But if more men came out and speak, you know what I'm saying, it'll be a even playing field on these type of conversations. And I think the bulk of the responsibility on when it comes to pregnancy is on a woman, bro.
Now again, I don't agree with what this man is doing, but I will also say that this is a sweeping indictment on women, because listening to him talk, when he's talking to the woman, he could only be appealing to your lower nature. And at the end of the day, if a woman is sleeping with him, and I imagine he's got 7 baby mamas, so he says, but he only has a paternity test on one of them, a DNA test on one of them. The woman he had DNA test on, she's married. So one of these 7 women are married, and her husband doesn't know. So her husband thinks that is his child. So that woman was married. He slept with her the next day, unprotected. Again, these women know they're ovulating. These women know they could get pregnant, and they're still doing it with this guy. So it's hard for me to blame him when I can tell how he is what these women are attracted to. They're attracted to his brashness and his boldness. So this is what's actually getting them into the bed. There are 2 types of men. They are wise and they are foolish. So that means that a woman has a 50-50 chance of getting with a fool or a wise man. But a 50-50 chance isn't good enough for most women. Women need something like 90-10. 50-50, most of the time women are going to pick the wrong thing, because what women are looking for doesn't involve character. He got swag. He over 6 feet. He looked good, 6-pack, 6 figures, car. All this stuff women are looking at, they're attracted to, doesn't involve any character. A lot of guys can put the kid on and look like the part, but not be. But this guy right here is basically exposing the standards that women have. Now, I argue all the time that a lot of men don't have any standards, because men sleep with, there is too many women with confidence because men are sleeping with them. It's too many women with no humility because men are sleeping with them. If men said no, I got a standard, I'm telling you, it starts to make stuff level out. I'm not sleeping with you. Women gonna start scrambling. What we gonna do? What we gonna do? We gotta be good women. But once a man succumbs to his nature, now the women can do the same. She ain't gotta improve herself if she know you want her. If a woman don't have to improve herself if she knows you want to sleep with her. She don't have to be a good woman. You want what she has. But this guy right here is exposing the standards that women really have. I argue that the men don't have the standards. Because if men truly have standards, now men, they might not marry the woman, but he gonna sleep with her. And that's still a part of standards though. Somebody said, Cole said, listen to how he speaks about potentially creating a child. His language lets you know he's a deadbeat. Now, again, I said that men have to set the standards. I don't expect women to set standards. I don't. I don't expect women to be responsible. I don't. Because I know most oftentimes a woman is going to have the leverage. So she ain't going to do it. That's why I said it's almost impossible for us to be talking about women doing this and men doing it because they ain't going to do it. I'm sorry to say. Some women will, but most women are not. Most women are not. You tell these people, if you sleep with somebody that got the snake bite, you're going to have the snake bite. How many folks gonna not do it? If I say, if you sleep with someone that has a snake bite, you're going to get VAIDS, how many people will not do it? So again, men have to set the standards. And this guy's an example of that. I know this man ain't lying. He getting these women like it's easy. He's getting these women. Let's continue.
A woman has to allow you to enter her, bro. She has to allow a man to enter her. If you giving that man a responsibility like that to I guess potentially get you pregnant, that's on you. If you ain't telling this man, hey, wrap up, that's on you. If you ain't using no contraceptives, that's on you. That's on the woman, bro. Cause she gonna have to deal with that 9-month pregnancy, bro. So if I was to put it in a percentage, it's 52% the woman's, you know what I'm saying, responsibility on if she get pregnant or not, and 48 to the man.
52% of the woman, 48 to the man. What about women that then come around, because you did say in your video, then they try to reach out to you. Well, before we even get to that, what's the ratio of women that you say, yo, I'll pay for the abortion, I'll pay for you to get rid of it or whatever, versus the women that say, nah, forget all of that? What's the ratio of women that rock with it versus the ratio of women that don't rock with it?
I think about 7 out of 10 didn't go through it. You know what I'm saying? The other 3 was like cool. You know what I'm saying? And end up getting an abortion. It's not a lie, bro. But this is from me being 17 to now 27, over a 10-year span. You feel me? Like shit happened. I was being irresponsible. So about 30% within my, you know what I'm saying? Within my.
So he got 10 women pregnant, and 3 had an abortion. Now, y'all may not believe him, but I know he ain't lying, because I know you got to think about the dating market. You got to think about what's out here. Women have children. I hear so many women talking to me about having a child with a guy they don't respect. I'm like, how did he get you pregnant? Oh, well, he tricked me. Oh, he lied to me. No. So many women have a child with a deadbeat guy, a no good guy. So there has to be something in the selection process. All y'all can't be getting tricked. No, what happens is that you're looking at the man for all the wrong reasons. You're looking at stuff that doesn't involve character. You're looking at the characteristics of the man and not the character of the man. And that's the problem. So that means if a guy lies to you, ladies, the lie shouldn't really hurt you because you're not sleeping with him. If the guy is lying to you, the lie doesn't hurt you because you're not sleeping with him. This is why you're supposed to sit down and be still, so you keep yourself out of harm's way. You can't be sleeping with a guy and then say, oh, he lying to me, because half of his lie is believable because you already in your feelings. He done touched that spot. I know these men be calling y'all. Listen, let me tell y'all something. Y'all weakness is your ear gates. You understand me? Y'all ear gates are your weakness. You can't even entertain the men. You can't even entertain the guy. You can't entertain him. What y'all do is y'all entertain the guy. You can't entertain him because your weakness is what you hear. Faith comes by hearing and hearing the word of God. Faith comes by hearing and hearing the word of God. But if a man is talking to you and you listening, you're going to have faith in the man automatically. If the man is talking to you and you are listening, you're going to have faith in the man. That's why the Bible says faith comes by hearing and hearing the word of God. So if a guy's in your ear giving you that good game, you finished. That's your weakness. It's like a man's weakness is his eye gates. I remember Reverend Atwater, I used to work with years ago. I used to work part-time for the Braves years ago. And there was a guy there named Reverend Atwater. Now, at the Braves Stadium, a lot of these guys will be retired, ex-military, all that. But a lot of older people work there. But they give you a lot of good wisdom, a lot of great game. It was a great environment. Oh, my goodness, I miss it. We used to get the products, load the truck up, sell the products on. Oh, it was great. Listen, great little side hustle, right? But Reverend Atwater caught me one day, and a girl walked by, and I turned my neck all the way around and looked at her. And he said, listen, young man, he said, when she walks by, he said, you can enjoy the view. He said, but don't turn around. He said, but when you turn around, that's you lusting. He said, don't turn the neck. I said, dang, Reverend Atwater, you right. So I'm walking at work, all these fine girls walking by. I can't turn around, just walking. But then one day, I look and see Reverend Atwater. Now, he got slick. He didn't turn his neck. What Reverend Atwater did was turn his whole body. So he got slick. He didn't turn his neck. He told me don't turn the neck. The cheat code is he turned his whole body around. So Reverend Atwater, he gave me some good game, but he wasn't following it. Anyway, my point is, for the men, it's the eye gates. For the women, it's the ears. So if you're listening to a guy, if you're listening to him, ladies, he already got you. Most men know this, especially a men that can talk good. Like this guy right here in this video, he can talk. He can hold a conversation. he gonna get most women because he can hold a conversation. Let's continue. Star Chuji said, I was tricked for 6 months before I found out he was full of it, and I'm pretty accurate with discernment. Not that time Atwater turned his chair. Atwater. Oh, no. Yeah, well, Atwater turned his whole body. Atwater was standing there. Atwater turned, he wouldn't turn his neck, he turned his whole. But my point is, Chuji, see, you can't sleep with these guys. You can't sleep with them and then have discernment. That's impossible. It's impossible because him sleep going inside of you already activates, it already is going to blind you to a certain extent. You're already going to be blinded to a certain extent. So it's impossible to have full discernment if you're sleeping with a guy. It's impossible. So it took 6 months because you sleeping. Now, if you just abstinent and you just not dating him, y'all just talking and conversing, I guarantee you see it in a heartbeat. Because you're going to talk to him and hear inconsistencies in what he's saying. But let's continue.
Experience.
But the other 70% is like, well, like, what is? Do they think about it? Are they contemplating it? Do they?
I'm gonna give you one example, right? This one of my baby mamas was actually married when I met her, and she's still married, and she kept the child. So
$69 US special.
Check it out. One of the baby mamas is married, and she kept the child. Her husband don't believe in abortions. Why would you abort my child? So she couldn't get rid of that child. She couldn't get rid of that child.
Now, I want you to keep in mind that this woman is sleeping with this guy while she's ovulating, unprotected. Now, I'm going to say this too. Using a condom is still wrong. Again, this is Satan's way. Satan's way is to stop life. So even the condom, we think safe sex, it's still wrong because we shouldn't be fornicating. You shouldn't need a condom. Condom was a way to promote premarital sex, and everybody fell for it. 99.9% of the world agrees with premarital sex. And the Bible says that fornication is the only sin that is against the physical body. So the irony of the only sin being against the physical body is what the world accepts almost completely. Think about that. The world accepts almost completely about having premarital sex. The world accepts safe sex using condoms, and that is the one sin that literally is against the physical body. Now you see why it's so important to be abstinent. Now you see why it's so important to sit down somewhere. Now you see why it's so important to not lead with your flesh. Now you see why it's so important to not entertain everybody. Now you see. These folks done soul swapped fluids. The STD rates now, look them up. They on fire. The STD rates are on fire. These folks are jabbed up and smoked out, sleeping with it. The STDs are mutated and they are on fire. That's right, Jason. And the women lead with sex because it's leverage. Sex is leverage. Women know it. Women know that men are going to jump through hoops just to have access to them. Not even sleep with them, just to have access to them, just to get a shot, a chance. Guys go to the club, get a section, popping bottles, sparklers, just to get the access to the woman. Not even sleep with them. Just in hopes she follow those sparklers like a zombie all the way to VIP. Just the hopes. This is why I tell women, guard your ears. Don't listen. If I ever have any children, I'll tell my daughter, don't listen. Plug your ears up. Plug your ears up. I see the women at the gym, and it's a great tactic. And guys be trying to holler at the girls, be like, huh? What'd you say? They ain't want to listen. Because they know if I listen to him, he going to get me. And guess what? I don't care who the woman is. If she listens long enough, she going to get got. It's a weakness. It's a weakness. Like the man, if the man look long enough, he finna get got. It's a weakness. We can't beat these systems. We got to avoid them. Don't turn your, Reverend Atwater said, don't turn your neck. He right. Even though he turned his whole body. I seen him walking, he damn near broke his back trying to look back. But again, that's Reverend Atwater. We love him. Let's continue. But this guy is talking about the married woman that he got pregnant. Let's continue.
But she know as a woman who is the father of the baby. And that's one of the few that I know 100% sure she wasn't thinking about getting rid of that child, because that would have put turmoil into her life, raises suspicion. That's why I say these men out here are not even getting DNA tests on their fucking kids, even if it's their wife.
So wait, so he don't have no clue then?
He probably have no fucking clue.
Oh, no. He think it's his kid.
Thinking it's his kid. And then somebody gonna ask me, I said this on one of my TikTok live. Somebody gonna ask me, so why they said some shit about you don't respect their marriage? Fuck no, I don't respect their marriage. That's not my commitment.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
That's not my commitment. I remember some female going live on the Daily Hip Hop Crew. You know what I'm saying that shit. Nah, it's not my responsibility. Yeah, I might be home wrecking, whatever the fuck you want to call it. At the end of the day, that is that woman's decision to make a decision if she want to cheat or not. And guess what happened?
So you met her when she was already married then?
When she was already married, bro.
Why did she say she was cheating, or was it just a moment? Was she looking to cheat, or it was just like it just happened, it's just what it was, it just is what it is?
Get ready for the Harlem.
Now, I'm going to say this. Nothing just happens. Sin is intentional. I don't subscribe to that notion that people sin on accident. That is a lie. The wages of sin are death. So that means you are working to sin and you get a wage from it. That means you punch in at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and you work to sin. And your payment is death. So nobody's sinning on accident. So she was not looking to cheat. She was looking to cheat. That's why she was out. That's why she was out. She slept with this man the next day unprotected. She wanted to cheat. She wasn't feeling bad about the relationship. All that's BS. People cheat because they want to. Ain't nobody cheating because his woman ain't doing something or because her husband ain't doing something. People cheat because they're feeling desires of the flesh. That's why. You ain't cheat with nobody in a wheelchair. If cheating was about what folks say it is, they would cheat with all kind of people. Handicapped, obese. They would cheat homeless. If cheating was just about somebody to talk to, somebody to make you feel good, you would cheat with all kind of people, and that's BS. Y'all ain't cheating with nobody in no wheelchair. Y'all cheating with folks that are able to have sex. You ain't cheating with nobody with no legs and no arms. You cheating with somebody able to have sex. Stop playing that game. We cheat because we want to cheat.
Feel like that her dude, he owned a lot of this happened in Houston. I met this lady at Whiskey Rivers about 4 years ago. You know
what up, B?
Oh. Change me while they pulling down their panties. You can't change me. And so you know what the women gonna say.
I'm not gonna force this up on you because that's exactly what you wanted. You gave me what I wanted, and you got what you wanted. Unfortunately, it was a kid that came out of that shit.
So you said a lot of these women then try to chase you down. Well, obviously she ain't trying to chase you down because she don't even want her husband.
Your son.
So she don't even want her husband. Like she ain't trying to kick it. She like, yo, just I don't want to know you. Just act like I ain't never seen you. None of that.
Yeah, facts. And I said some because I'm a now one of my baby mamas hit me up actually through my DMs, and I'm probably going to get her to you know what I'm saying, speak on her behalf and my behalf on the arrangement, because she was the one that was cool with. She didn't want to be a single mother, but she was cool with not forcing me to try to do something or take care of a kid I didn't want. You know what I'm saying? Like she knew that. She was like, okay, she damn it, not to say she think like me, but we have an understanding. You feel me?
Yeah.
She understand that, okay, we both laid down there, made this baby up. She ended up getting pregnant. And she like, I'm not gonna force this up on you, because if it was me and I didn't want the child, I aborted. So I'm gonna try to get her to speak. You know what I'm saying? One of these days, because motherfuckers, they just think I'm just completely abandoning these kids. But the stories are different, man. It's different stories, bro.
And I'm going to go to a video where some women are, I guess, pushing back on him. But I'm going to say this. If you cared about the children, you wouldn't have had them. So the women can't tell me that what he's doing and you are able to tell this man no. These women are sleeping with this guy and they know they are ovulating. I want to be clear on this. They know they are ovulating. All this, I was a weak moment. No, you know what's going on. And you're letting him sleep with you unprotected. I don't want to hear it. If you really cared about this child, you wouldn't sleep with a guy like this. It's no different than a guy. If a guy falls in love with a stripper or a prostitute, nobody has sympathy for him. Nobody has sympathy for the guy that fall in love with Amber Rose. Nobody. Nobody got sympathy for the guy that falls in love with Meg Thee Stallion. Nobody. Nobody has sympathy for a guy that falls in love with these loose women. Nobody. Everybody's going to say that this guy knew better. But when these women sleep with another guy, all of a sudden now they're a victim and he's abandoning these children. He ain't abandoning these children. You abandoning your child when you decide to have a child with this guy. That's your fault. There's nowhere in the world, in God's green earth, you can hear this guy and see him and think he gonna be a good father. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way you can meet this guy and then the next day sleep with him unprotected and think to yourself, if I get pregnant, he gonna be a good dad. There's no way in the world you could think that. So you are literally in a situation where you're assuming all the risk and little reward. Let's go to the video where women are pushing back. Now keep in mind, he got a DNA test on one of the children. So with the other 6, he doesn't know for sure that those are his children. He only going by what the women said. He doesn't know for sure physically. But with the married woman, he knows. Because she wanted to make sure. I can imagine. She was hoping that it was her husband's child. But deep down inside, she knew it wasn't. Right. Right, Blus. It ain't no Henny. It ain't no Henny. Ain't no Hennessy. Ain't no hookah. Ain't no loud. None of that. It's you want to sleep with this guy because you're attracted to that type of guy. My sister said you got to deal with them unchecked desires. If you desire a guy, that you got to get that out your system. Ladies, if you desire this type of guy, you got to get that out your system. Fellas, if you desire that type of woman, you got to get it out your system. You got to deal with them unchecked desires. Oh, it's that loud, King Tabernacle? I don't know. They say it's that loud, huh? Let's continue. Let's go to the next video. Let's see the women, what the women say
What up,
about
B?
it.
Oh, yeah,
Hey.
Oh.
What's up, B?
I don't know
What's
how
your
to
thoughts on
position
this?
this. Hey, y'all.
Hey.
I can't even. Oh, and it's not a joke. It's not a joke. If you never been through it and you never had to go through that process, then how are you gonna make like abortion is a joke? And it's not. You're just going around willy-nilly, putting your seeds in different women and being irresponsible. You make Black men look bad. You make Black men look bad.
I don't make Black men look bad.
Giving
We
in.
already
No,
look
you
bad.
do, because you give into the stereotype. You give into the stereotype.
I like what he just said there. I ain't gonna lie. She said, you make Black men look bad. He said, I don't make Black men look bad. Black men already look bad. Listen. Let me tell y'all something. This for the men. Men, it is not your responsibility to make Black people look a certain way. It's not. Don't put that pressure on yourself. You can live an upright life, do everything right, and Black folks still gonna be Black. So don't put that pressure on yourself. You don't make nobody else look bad. You make yourself look good or yourself look bad. What you do is you, not a whole race of people. Don't fall for that Black people are one person nonsense. Don't even do it. Now this woman finna give him a speech because she a baby mama and she done had some abortions. Now she about to give him a speech. Now she about to exhibit some character. But keep in mind, the guy she done laid with, she didn't. But now she finna get on her soapbox and scold this man. I won't stand here and be your punching bag, ma'am. I won't do it. This man's been honest. This man ain't hiding. This man is saying, he even says it. I'm a hypocrite. I'm all that. He said, if I don't want the child, I'm not gonna be a father to it. So now it's on y'all women to not sleep with him. He got a big sign up that says, sleep with me at your own risk. So it's on y'all now. So if y'all still sleep with this man, that is on you all, not this guy. He got the sign up. When you walk past that rattlesnake don't bite you. Look at God's beautiful design in nature. When you walk past that rattlesnake don't bite you. That rattlesnake let you know it's there. So you can have an opportunity to get away. Now, once that rattlesnake shake that rattle and you keep playing around, you finna get bit. So ladies, if a guy tells you, I don't care if I get you pregnant and I don't want to be with you, it ain't my child, and you still sleep with him, that's on you. Let's continue.
You make like abortion is a joke, and it's not a joke. It's not a joke. If you never been through it and you never had to go through that process, then how are you going to sit here and tell women, oh, into the stereotype, you're just going around willy-nilly putting your seeds in different women and being irresponsible. You make Black men look bad. You make Black men look bad.
I don't make Black men look bad. We already
no,
look
you
bad.
do, because you give into the stereotype. You give into the stereotype. You make like abortion is a joke, and it's not a joke. It's not a joke. If you never been through it and you never had to go through that process, then how are you going to sit here and tell women, oh, I'm not going to tell you that I ain't shit. I'm not shit. I'm going to go around, make irresponsible choices, and I don't want to be responsible for them. So what does that say about you when you impregnate these women who aren't shit? Doesn't that mean that you're not shit?
Exactly.
So why
I'm
don't
a
you go and
ain't
get a
shit nigga.
vasectomy? Why don't
I'm
you
a
go?
ain't
You're
shit
not
nigga.
worthy of
I'm
making
not
any
getting
more
no
children.
vasectomy. A vasectomy sounds
You
like
should.
a secondary circumcision. I ain't getting no goddamn vasectomy.
Well, you should. You should.
Y'all trying to
A
hold
man.
me
Let me tell you
accountable
something.
and responsible, and it's not gonna work. I'm not getting no vasectomy. I don't give a fuck about the consequences of having an abortion, because I'm not the person that has to have the abortion. So if you don't want to be in this situation with a man asks you to get an abortion, tell that nigga to put a condom on, or have some type of birth control, or marry before you carry.
I think that when you go out,
Now, what did he tell her that's wrong? What did he said, I'm not going to be responsible. If you don't want to have an abortion, then don't deal with a guy like me. If you don't want to have an abortion, then put a condom on. What is he telling her that's wrong? She putting all the responsibility on her back, because listen, she done made some bad choices, you can see. Black girl magic, all that shit. You can see she done made some bad choices. And now she want to get her rocks off on him, but he ain't gonna have it. He owning up to it. He being honest. Listen, I ain't getting no vasectomy. And if you sleep with me, it's at your own risk. So at the end of the day, who can we be mad at? We can't be mad at this man. I'm not mad at him. I don't agree with his actions, but I'm not upset because he's telling the women. If he's telling y'all, now you know what's crazy? Now this man done gone viral. How many women do you think still want to sleep with him? This man has gone viral. How many women do you think still want to sleep with him unprotected? Like I said, he is a sweeping indictment on the modern woman. Now she at work, finna lose her job, patients all in there suffering, hitting the panic button, and she outside trying to get mad at him. Let's continue.
you need to tell those women exactly who you are. A trash bag.
Shit.
No, you should. You should. And you know what? You're not gonna prosper. You're not gonna prosper in life. You're not gonna prosper in life. A man who abandons his children and his seeds will never prosper. Never. So every shit that's going wrong in your life right now, understand that it's coming from you being a horrible person and a horrible man and a representative for the Black community and Black men.
I'm not trying to represent or uplift the motherfucking Black community.
We know that. We can figure that out.
Being no bad reputation about the Black community. We do that shit on our own.
Yeah, we know that.
But hold on, wait.
I just think you should stop having children.
Hold on. A quick side note for B. Taylor. Look, he has no DNA tests, but nothing but one of these kids, right?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Hold up. Somebody told him that they were pregnant by him. He admitted he was sleeping around and they was jump off. They was probably sleeping around too. So the thing about it is that obviously you cannot put these kids on him. Like if he had DNA tests for all 7 of these kids, my whole thing would be changed, right? He had no DNA. You know how many times women put kids on dudes? Haven't we looked at Murray? You know what I'm saying? I mean, and that's just a little snapshot of it. Look, even though right now, let's be honest, them other 6 women said he's the father. But right now, he's not the father. If we want to be honest with it, they said he's not the father. Look, if he come back, none of them kids heals, right? Is you gonna come back up here and apologize to him?
But he doesn't take care of none of them.
But why? They have no look. It's no proof.
I just want to know how many. I just want to know how many. I just want to know how many STIs you have caught.
I ain't never caught shit in my life.
She want to move the field goal.
You ain't never. Oh, so when the last time you been to the doctor? When the last time you been to the doctor?
I want to
When the
ask.
last time you been to the doctor?
No, I'm asking you a question.
I'm asking you a question with a question.
No, I'm asking. How you gonna ask me a question with a question? You.
Oh, listen. Again, all of this stuff stems from fornication. I'm not mad at this guy because she trying to get her rocks off, and I know she going for the guy with the. I just know because I heard her speak before. She with the guy with the VIP. She fit all the stereotypes. So for her to take this position is kind of just very disingenuous and hypocritical. To try to get on here, act like she got some morals and some standards. Meanwhile, the guy she messed with, she can't talk to them like this. She can't. She ain't. The guy that messed with her, she ain't talking to them like this at all. Trust me. Right, Tish. Before you sleep with him, ask these questions. Right, Nikki. Put this man on Fresh and Fit. No, they're not praising him. Listen. Nobody's praising this guy. He said that there are more women that support him than men. You got to think about it, right? Let's be realistic. Let's be realistic. If a guy, okay, now keep in mind now, forget the past. Talk about from the present. How many women are gonna want to sleep with this guy? It's all out there. He's saying I'm a deadbeat. I'm not gonna take care of my child. I'm scum. I ain't trying to make black people look good. I'm shaming my parents. He done said all of this. Now, how many women, knowing all the facts about this guy, are still gonna want to sleep with him unprotected? I can't blame this. Listen, I can't blame him after this. Because I know after this, these women know what's going on and they're still gonna choose it. They still gonna choose it. Like I said, he's a sweeping indictment on the modern woman. Now listen, man to man, I would tell him, listen, son, you're doing too much. You're 27 years old. You're spreading your seed. It's just too much. It's wrong. Even if the women want you to do it, it's still wrong. Even if the women say, give me a baby and you can leave, it's still wrong. None of it's right. This is why I say that men gotta set the standard and not women, because women ain't gonna set the standard. They're not. Men have to set the standard. The women aren't gonna do it. The woman that's scolding him now is literally the type of chick that he would date or sleep with. She's fits all the criteria. He's 27. Let's continue.
You deflect. You did this earlier with Q when you can't answer something because you don't know when the last time you've been to the damn clinic. But you need to probably go because you.
Whenever the last time you went is when I went.
No, trust me,
If
you
you went
haven't.
yesterday,
You have
shit,
not
I
been
went
to.
yesterday.
You've been
If
spreading
you
around.
went last
I
year,
think you
I
need to
went
go to
last
the
year.
doctor. You went last year. How many people have you slept with since then?
I ain't say that. Probably about good 75.
Why are you letting him
Now
troll
I feel
you?
like he's trolling.
I feel
He's
like he is.
definitely trolling.
But the
He
thing
not
is,
trolling. He's
I
serious.
want to ask.
Oh, you
I
slept
wanna
with
ask
75 women
questions
last
that
year?
I'm dead ass serious.
What's
I
the
love
Y'all
reason?
niggas
Wait,
about me.
wait. Let me say this. Let me say this because I'm letting y'all have a show basically. But essentially, I think one of the problems with women in general is that y'all don't believe when a person is telling y'all what it is that they saying.
That shit crazy.
He telling you who he is. I'm sorry. Let me pull you back up. He telling you who he is. He telling you what he represent. And so y'all trying to convince him to do something that he's saying that he ain't gonna do. He don't give a fuck. He gonna do whatever it is that he feel is best for him, and he's gonna move according to how he see it. He telling y'all he slept with over 75 chicks last year. What else y'all want him to say?
So I have questions. I have questions about his kids. So I understand that you have no responsibility to these women and you don't feel that responsibility to these women. However, the children that are yours, when they come together and they've realized that they are your children, they get the proof and they come to you and they tell you they want to be in your life. Are you willing to have a relationship with your children that are proven to be yours, or do you want them to not bother looking for you because you're never going to be a father to them?
It just depends. I don't know how I'm gonna feel in the future.
Are you open
You're
to
not
that?
going to get a quality woman. You're not going to get a quality woman. Your kids are going to come back to haunt you. And you're probably going to be a very lonely man by the time you hit 50.
Maybe.
The way you're going. If this is real life, it's very sad.
What happens? Usually children seek their parents out whether they want.
What's funny to me is that all the emphasis is on the guy that's being honest and not these women. Why does he have access to 75 women? And I guarantee the women he's messing with is all degrees, it's all, because one thing I notice about black culture with women, it don't matter if she educated or not. It don't matter if she old or young. They got the same thought process when it comes to these streets. It's the same because it's cultural. My question is, why is nobody saying these women are foolish? He already said I'm foolish. And these women are trying to make this rational to them. Now keep in mind, these women done mess with all kind of deadbeat guys. Guys done got them pregnant. Guys done left them. These women have messed with this guy a few times over. And they never had this discussion with the guys they mess with. Now when it comes to him, now they want to get on a soapbox and let him have it. I'm not rolling with it. I'm not rolling with it. This man say he want to have sex and he gonna have it. He 27 years old. He got a little money. He gonna enjoy himself. Is it right? No. But after this viral moment he's having right now, these women are still going to come after him. They still gonna sleep with him. Like nothing's going to change. It's only gonna get worse. He might come back in a year and say, I got 17 pregnant. Like I said, he's a sweeping indictment on the modern woman. He said none of these women even have his real name. The only one that has his real name is the one that's married. All the rest of these women don't have his real name. So these women are sleeping with a guy that they don't have his real name. I know somebody that was in a group, a rap group, and he told me how many women he slept with in the height of his music career. They didn't even know his name. He said, you wouldn't believe, he said all types of women, you would not believe it, that I slept with, didn't even know my name. So women can say all this stuff they want to say, But the majority of women, the masses of women, are not doing their due diligence when it comes to men. They're not. They're not. They're just not. Because most women are conditioned to look at the characteristics of the man, not the character. Because to look at the character of the man requires you to sit down and be still and not sleep with him and not go on expensive dates and trips. You got to sit down. My idea of y'all dating is y'all going to a cave somewhere with a candle, and let's see how y'all can talk then. Nothing fancy. It's snowing outside. Y'all build a campfire in a cave. Nah, that might be too intimate for y'all. Y'all in the park somewhere. Ain't no waiter coming bringing nothing. Ain't no drinks, no food, no nothing. Just you and him talking. You got your notebook out, taking notes when he's talking. You got your questions out. How about that being a date where y'all bring y'all notebooks and write down what the person actually saying? Then on the next date, you can ask questions about what they said. Or you recording them talking so you can pick apart what they say. Since y'all care about these children so much. We talking about the guy that had 7 women pregnant and say he's not taking care of any of the children. Right, Keena, it should be an interview. You should leave that first date with a whole bunch of notes. And you go through your notes and see if this guy matches the husband material or criteria, if this woman matches the wife criteria. Y'all just dating, go on a few days and then y'all screwing and then the rest is history. Let's continue.
Wanted them or not. So if you don't know who their father is, they're going to look for him. And when they find who he is, they're going to have a lot of questions for him. And I just want to know if he is going to be receiving of those children that he has created, or if he is going to shut them out. I just feel like the damage is done with him making the babies with the woman that he didn't make the babies with. Damage is
Well,
done
we
there.
don't know he made the baby. That's what y'all keep doing. He have no physical proof that them is kids. The only proof he
I
have.
already put the predisposed.
Okay.
I already
But
preset
that's what I'm
that
saying.
they
You
come
keep
to
saying
that they are his kids.
them is- hey, look,
I
they're not in-
think he should just go to the doctor and go get tested.
The only thing that you can prove that them is kids is the word of the fucking jump off.
Hold on.
And
Hey,
don't,
They can get
don't,
tested
motherfucker.
to see
Hold on.
if they're siblings. They can get
Hold
a
on,
sibling.
hold on, y'all. Let him talk. Let him talk.
Don't worry about what the fuck I should do in my life. You asked me if I've been tested. I have. I don't have to tell you none of that. You feel me? Y'all get up here, ask questions about the damn kids.
Tested. I am asking you about kids, and I am interested in what you have to say.
I'm not you. I'm sorry.
I'm also asking how you have made a public. You're
Ari
risking
lookalike.
the public. You're risking the public of health because you probably got a couple of shit you can't go to the clinic and solve.
Nah, you
need to figure out what you got.
You
just know. I know that for a fact.
You know
I know that men like you who move the way
come
you
test it out
move
then.
got a
You know
couple
it?
of
Come
something
test it out.
in your body. I would never talk to somebody like you ever.
So how you know?
You are not even. I wouldn't even breathe your
single?
fucking way.
You single?
I wouldn't even breathe
Are
your
you
way.
single?
I wouldn't breathe. If
Are you
I
single?
was single, you would have zero chance. Zero chance. Zero. Not
I got
out.
a chance now.
got a
Trust
chance.
me.
I think
got
he
a
got a
chance now.
So wait. So
We don't have a chance.
So house.
You gonna be in my DMs later?
So house.
I
if
would
you-
never.
If you
You
seen
wish.
if you seen B Taylor, her name B Taylor. If you seen, and make sure y'all subscribe to B Taylor's channel, B Taylor TV. If you
What the B
seen,
stand for? B.
if you seen.
I just think it's funny, right? I just think it's funny because she's on here trying to grill this guy as if she isn't the very type of woman that he gets. Right. Everybody knows she lying. And listen, everybody listening to her, nobody believes her. Now, ladies, ask yourself the question, why don't the guys in this chat believe this woman? This guy that said he the worst guy on the planet. And none of the guys believe that this woman wouldn't sleep with him. Why is that? Why do men have such low confidence in these women? I would never. As if she ain't messed with a guy like him before. Ain't that like, it's just the hypocrisy. It's just the hypocrisy. Listen, man, when I was out there in them streets, right, I knew one thing. If I can get her to listen, it's game over. If I can talk to her, it's over. It's over. I know that. If she gonna spend time, man, listen. It's over. I remember going to Essence Festival in New Orleans every year. And I know that if you in Essence and you meet a girl and y'all take a walk, if you take a walk with a girl in Essence, it's over. Game over. It's game over. And I'm not trying to say like I'm just some kind of Mac or whatever. I'm just saying I know that conversation rules the nation. And I know that women, that's their weakness. Is a good conversation. What she gonna do? She ain't got no defense for it. That's why she got to avoid it. She has to avoid the conversation. Them little monkeys tell you everything. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. And the speaking part is you not inviting things into your life. Keep your mouth closed, keep your eyes closed, keep your ears closed to protect yourself. Them 3 monkeys give you the keys to life. So I tell any woman, you can't even entertain him at all. You can't even entertain them. Let's continue. Right, T. She giving way too much energy. Let's continue. Oh, my bad. My bad, YouTube. I gotta say it all over again. So anyway, I'll start from the end. So those 3 monkeys are the keys to life. The hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil are the keys to life. You guard your ear gates, you guard your eye gates, you guard your mouth gate. Because your mouth is life and death in the power of the tongue. So the life can invite these things, life or death, to you. So those 3 monkeys are a reminder of how you should be governing your life. And they make it so simple that a monkey can do it. But to give a recap, this young man is 27 years old. He allegedly has 7 children by 7 women. One of the women, he has an actual DNA on the child because she's married and she wanted to know. The rest of the 6 children, he doesn't know for sure if they're his. He's only basing it on what the women told him. So he has 7 baby mothers, 7 women. One of the women is married, so she can't tell, but it's his child, and she's deceiving her husband. The other 6 refused either a plan B or they refused an abortion and decided to have the child even after he said he wasn't going to be a father. So this is where we are now. Now this guy is being grilled by a woman who would probably be the 8th baby mama. But let's continue. Now, he said that, well, if you think about it, Gabrielle, if you guard your ears, you guard your eyes, you guard your mouth, you automatically guard your heart. That's where your protection is at. So guarding your ears, your eyes, and your mouth automatically lets you guard your heart. But he said he was raised right. His parents been married for 30-some years. His parents married. He said he was raised right. He said, I was raised right. I wasn't raised wrong. He said, I chose this life. He said it. He said, this ain't on my parents, it's on me. I was on live with Chuck yesterday. Me, Chuck, and on Chad O Jackson's YouTube with Keisha. Let's continue.
Seen B Taylor.
It could be
Have
that.
you seen B Taylor out in the streets, right? Wherever, at a bar, at a restaurant, just walking down the street or whatever, you think she going?
If her ass fake, I'm not approaching her.
She got a real.
Yeah,
She
my
got a
body
real.
is very real.
Her body is real. Her body is real. Is she going? You think you snagging her?
Who cares?
Shit, I don't know. It's a possibility. If she didn't meet me from right now, it's a possibility.
No. I could tell.
It's always
I
a
could tell
possibility.
just the way you talk. Just the way you talk and present yourself. Like what kind of even conversations, the type of women that you attract, you wouldn't even be in my caliber because you'd say you
What's your
attract
caliber?
trash bag women.
What's your caliber?
I'm not easy. You attract easy women who don't require
that's what they all
anything.
say.
I'm not gonna
Somebody
sleep with
been
you
getting
without
that thing
commitment or
easily.
nothing.
Somebody getting to you
No.
easily. Yes, they is.
No, they not.
Yeah,
No, they
you
not.
ain't
Maybe
easy
in
to
your
me.
world, maybe
It's
in your world,
somebody
you
out there
think that.
that's easy. That's getting you easy.
No, it's not.
It's
No,
somebody
it's
out there
not.
getting you
No,
easy.
it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No.
Now, how many of y'all believe that she got all these standards and all these morals and how many of y'all believe that? How many of y'all believe it? Because he said somebody getting it easy. Somebody getting it easy. Now, how many of y'all believe that? How many of y'all believe that she got all these standards and all these morals and all this? Come on, man. Come on, man. Listen, I told y'all since 2020, the truth, whatever seal they had over the truth, the Bible mentioned these seals, one of them got to be the truth because everybody getting exposed now. You think about since 2020, everybody is getting exposed. Nobody believes this woman. Nobody. And the fact that she's even entertaining this guy lets you know. Like, think about it, ladies. Most of y'all won't even entertain him. Like, y'all wouldn't even come on the show to even question him. Like, you wouldn't even like once y'all, think about it. Once most of you, well, I believe him over her, Star Chuji, because I done heard this woman speak before. Nobody believe. Listen, I done heard her speak many a times. Nothing she's saying now lines up with how she really is. It just don't. She didn't talk crazy. She the same girl that said, this girl B Taylor said, she dates multiple guys. She said it. She said she dates multiple guys and she believes in dating multiple guys. And she said, when I dated one guy and one guy only, I got my feelings hurt. So now I date multiple men. Do you think a woman that dates multiple men is able to sit up here and talk about all the morals and standards that she has? Absolutely not. This woman right here, B Taylor. She says she dates multiple. Matter of fact, she argued with women saying just to date one guy. She said, no, I'm dating multiple. And she said, when one act up, I go to the next. If he ain't doing this, I'm going to him. So this woman, believe me, nobody believes her. Nobody. Nobody. At the end of the day, most y'all ladies on here wouldn't even entertain this guy. Once y'all saw 7 baby mamas don't take care of children, y'all wouldn't even talk to him. The fact that she's on here engaging with him lets me know, because why? Because light attracts light, and so do these spirits. These spirits attract. So him being a deadbeat guy and her being a deadbeat woman, they attracted. That's why it's so much energy between them. That's why it's so much energy. How she come on the show and there's so much sparks between them. I'm not saying that they're going to fall in love. I'm saying you can see his energy between them. That's right. Both for the streets. Thank you. They both for the streets. Right, Patrick. She might be number 8. Oh, shoot. Dang.
I promise you it's not. But you want that. You want that. You wish women like me would give it to you easy. You go for the 304s who are easy. You don't got to put in no effort.
They got hoes that look way better than you. They got 305s that look
and that's
way
fine.
better
And there's
than you.
men that look better than, and there's men that look better than you and make more money than you. So what's the point of that? Because I doubt you're bringing in bread like that. Look at your background. We know you ain't making money like that. I've been looking at your background since earlier today, and you ain't making money like that because your background is not it.
Now I'm going to ask y'all again. Based on her conversation, based on what she's saying, do you think she got all these morals and standards? I know you ain't got no money like that. I'm looking at your background. Listen, man, I'm telling y'all, people going to tell on themselves. People going to tell on themselves. People are going to tell on themselves. So the reason why we believe him and not her is because he's been consistent with what he's saying. She hasn't. You can pull up many episodes of her talking crazy about what type of man, dating multiple guys and all that. Come on now. Come on. And guess what? Why is it that these two got the most energy between each other? Why is it that all these women on here and the guys, but the energy is between these two? Because light is going to attract light, just like dark going to attract dark, just like these two spirits going to attract. They both for the streets. You got two juggernauts coming together, and they got all the chemistry on the screen together with just them two. Neither one of them is offended by what each other's saying. They still dialoguing. They still, because they both got familiar spirits. Right never broke again, right. This is what you call chemistry. And so at the end of the day, like he said, if you haven't seen me on this show, there's a chance. And she talking about money already. So if he got a little money, he already halfway in the dough with just the money. If he got the conversation, he all the way in the dough. Let's continue. Right. Kenya. She told on herself, you right, Kenya. She said, I've been looking at your background all day because she trying to figure out if he got some money or not. Because he's saying, I'm getting all these women. So she trying to figure out, well, how is he getting them? Is he got the money? Like, she trying to figure it out. So she been studying this dude all day long to see if he got the bag. Let's continue.
Yeah, I
What's
am
your
outside.
background look like?
I
Look
can't
like
show you my
outside
background
the
because I'm at
court,
work.
bail a nigga out.
Yeah, right. You wish.
Bail a
You
nigga
wish.
out.
That's funny. That's funny.
Oh, time out. He said, you look like you are at a courtroom about to bail somebody. She at the jailhouse about to bail somebody out. Boy, this dude is hilarious. Y'all, listen. That's funny. He said, you look like you about to bail somebody. That's hilarious. Let's continue, though.
You
You
wish.
got to a pen pal. Your nigga in jail. You waiting for his
No,
ass to
your
come
dad
home.
is in jail.
Yeah,
Your dad is in jail. Somebody's in jail. Somebody didn't raise you.
You waiting
No,
for
your
your
dad
nigga to
just
get out of
definitely.
jail.
Your dad
With
definitely
your,
was not
you
in your
look,
life.
you
Your dad was definitely
you a
not in your life.
sapiosexual. You a
But listen, I
sapiosexual, huh?
thought we were starting off in a good place.
I gotta get in contact with him emotionally before I get my body. Oh, shut that shit up.
I just feel like we're not
You and
getting
your dad was not in.
now.
Let's be realistic. Your dad was not in your life. You did not have a good upbringing
feel like
because
sign language
obviously
is
something has made you trash.
Hold on, Q. I'm gonna
made
drop
you
you for a second. I want to bring up somebody else
I
really
think
quick.
we should be asking questions. I feel like we have a unique opportunity to ask this man questions, and we're not using it. We're
I think
using
he's
it
a lost
in sign
cause.
language, which we could give.
I am.
It's not exactly. It's not him. This is broadcast, so you have an opportunity to ask the right questions.
Q, I'm gonna
that
drop you for 1
not
second.
asked, and I feel like we're wasting time with the sign language. He doesn't care. He already said he doesn't care. There's no point. That either ask the questions. You can shame him on your channel later. You can clip this. Anything he says.
I think I
clip
can say what I want to say at this point. I just pulled up because I wanted to say it because this right here is a joke. I don't feel like none of the men are holding him really accountable. Because if
They
this was
can't
a black
hold
woman
me
coming up
accountable.
here
Ain't no
saying,
another look.
if this
Ain't
was
no
a
another
black
grown
woman
ass
up here
man can
saying
hold
the
me
same
accountable.
things that
What do
he's
y'all be
saying,
talking about?
but you can overtalk me all you want. I'm saying if this was a black woman saying the exact same things that he is saying, they will get tore up. So where are
I'm gonna say this, right? I don't think any man is not holding him accountable. I just think that it's hard when he's telling the women what he's about. Like it'd be different if he's lying, conniving, and stealing and cheating, but he telling them. He's telling the women. So now if he's saying, I'm a deadbeat, he said it, I'm a deadbeat. I'm a no good, nothing. He done said it. So if he says it and broadcast it, what do you want me to tell the man? All I can do is just give him my 2 cents. Listen, son, this is wrong. Think about your future. I can give him all that. And he just said, can't no man hold me accountable. Now listen, early on this show earlier, there were a bunch of men calling in telling him about this. And he listened to him. He said, listen, I agree with y'all. But he said, right now, I'm not going to change. What you want the man to do? But at the end of the day, this is a sweeping indictment on the modern woman. Because this guy right here, he is a summation of this dating market. And when I talk to women, the horror stories I hear is because women got a 50-50 chance of getting a foolish man or a wise man. Women got a 50-50 chance. There's no way this guy should have had 6 more children. There's no way. There's no way this guy should have 6. There's no way this guy should be able to impregnate 10 women. He is 27 years old. It's no way. So at the end of the day, what can I tell him that he isn't telling the women? This ain't a lesson for the men, because most men ain't gonna act like this. Most men can't even do what he's doing. But the women that he's sleeping with are a variety of women. Married, single moms, not educated, he messing with a variety of women and sleeping with them unprotected. And the STD rates are skyrocketed. So somebody lying. So at the end of the day, ladies, to me, the biggest lesson in all of this with him is he's telling these women the truth. And they keep fighting him against it. He's telling them, I ain't about nothing. I'm not going to be a father to my children. I'm a deadbeat. You right. I don't care. And they still trying to rationalize it. They still trying to make it make sense. Ladies, believe what the man is telling you. If he tell you he a deadbeat, believe him. If he tell you he a knight in shining armor, put him to the test. Put him to the test. No, he's not right. By no means is what he's doing right at all. Nope. I haven't heard one person say that what he's doing is right. Not one man has said that. Not one guy I've been talked to about this has said that he's right. It's been a unanimous from men that he is wrong as two left shoes. That's been unanimous. But the problem is him being wrong is one thing. The women seeing him wrong and still choosing him is a whole nother. So you can't expect him to be held accountable if he's being honest and you're not holding him accountable by not sleeping with him. He even says, with the girl that was married, he said her friends were doing what was right by trying to keep her from me, but I ended up getting her the next day. He said it. He said her friends were doing what was right because she was married. He said it. But guess what? She still went back to him. He is a cautionary tale for women. Y'all see, I want a man that's honest, and this man is honest to a flagrant degree, and women still sleeping with him. And now I'm going to ask you ladies right now, after this man's viral moment, how many women are still going to want to sleep with him? Why isn't his behavior stopping his access to women? Why isn't his behavior stopping his access to women? This stuff should have aired and he should have got no more women. Well, Cole, he said they all different types of women. He said they all, he said it don't matter. He said he get all of them. He said it ain't one. And he said, we don't even know the race of the women. He said, how you know all of them? He said, how you know all of them black? Like he said, y'all don't know. He said, y'all be shocked. He said, you'll be shocked at the women. Let's continue though.
Are the men that are going to hold men accountable. Y'all want to hold women accountable? That's fine. But make sure it's equal on both ends.
All right, B Teller, you're absolutely right. And that's what I did. That's why I came in asking that one question. See, the difference between him, he don't know if them 6 kids is his. Do that woman know if 6 kids came out of her vagina? B Teller?
I thought it was 6 different. I thought it was 7 different women.
Okay, listen what I'm saying. Listen, if a woman have 7 kids, 7 kids came out of her vagina, true or false?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we don't know when that's why I asked the questions. When he said he got a blood test for one and she married, so they doing their own thing. Okay, I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But the other 6, he says no blood test, right? What do you want us to do? You want us to find these women and swab him and swab? We can't do that. It's no blood test. So look, by law, and if y'all women do this all the time, by law, he only have 1 kid. Is that true to say, B Teller? By law, we
No,
only have.
if he's going around claiming that he has this many kids, then he's probably seen photos of them kids and know for a fact if those are his
No,
kids.
when
That's why
B
ain't no
Taylor,
man willingly going around claiming kids that's not his,
okay, B
especially
Taylor.
that many.
No, B Taylor. He said women told him they was pregnant, and he told them, "Hey, and in these possible jump offs, have these chicks. Guess what? They got more bodies than dudes got."
Did
So
they
like
know
this,
that
look,
they were jump offs? Because let's be honest, Q asked earlier, "Are you being transparent or not?" And he couldn't answer it. So it's like, did they
I
know
said
that
it
they
don't
were
matter.
even jump offs, or was he
It don't
playing?
matter.
Right? Because you don't want to answer it because that would hold you to a certain level of accountability. Because you've been
No, but-
dodging it like the Matrix.
I abandoned 7 kids. What type of fucking accountability you think I'm gonna be held to?
You can't force somebody to take accountability for anything, and we know that from the Black woman. You can't force accountability onto somebody, and you know that.
Describe accountability.
We
'Cause
are
what
saying
y'all want me to do is be
we
responsible.
are saying force this man to take accountability for the wrongdoings he's saying that he doesn't care about. We
I
cannot
just don't think it should be funny. I don't think that
Hey,
it should
B.
be
Taylor,
accountability
B. Taylor,
on that. I don't think
B.
it
Taylor.
should be funny. I don't think that it should be a joke. I don't think that what he's doing should be comical. It should be men telling him like, "Hey, this right here is what you don't want to end up like." Because children follow by what you do, not what you say.
Hey, B. Taylor.
Anybody can
And
see.
you-
Well,
and
hold
the
on,
fact
y'all.
that
Hold
you-
on. I want him to be able to respond and say what he want to say. But let me add a caveat to this, right? I brought him on a platform yesterday, and I let him tell his story. And one of the things that I like to do is give people an opportunity to say what they want to say.
I'm gonna just say this: that it's a cautionary tale, and y'all can check this guy out. This is on Anton Daniels' page. I think this is what's this website? It's on YouTube. The Millionaire Morning Show with Anton Daniels. But I'll say all that to say that, again, women have a 50-50 chance when it comes to a guy, whether he's going to be wise or foolish. Now, obviously, this guy is foolish. But again, it's a 50-50 chance. It's no different than shooting a jump shot. You got a 50-50 chance that it goes in. So, because the chance is so, which is great odds, 50-50 is great odds. Great odds. But because the odds are great, the responsibility is greater. So I would advise any woman that if you have an attraction to a certain type of guy that's not good for you, that has to be out of your system. You got to abstain from that type of man. You're going to have to pray and fast to get that yearning from that type of man out of your system. Because the problem is that women like these certain type of guys. Again, characteristics over the character of the man. And that's the problem. Most women look at characteristics. First thing B. Taylor say is, he ain't got no money, looking at his back. No, we talking about character. Right, Ross? Ross said, I ain't even interested in him. Then that's what I'm talking about. The fact that B. Taylor even wants to even get her rocks off with this guy lets you know where the energy is at. Girl told me on her page the other day, girl said, don't comment on my page. I said, I'll oblige you. I won't comment. She said, don't comment on my page no more. I said, cool. She been tagging me ever since. So again, what I'm saying is that women, you all have to guard your ear gates. Now, B. Taylor, then listen to this man for about... B. Taylor says she been watching this guy all day. What has gotten into her subconscious? What has gotten into her spirit? She been listening to this guy all day, so much to the point where she had to get on the live with him to confront him face to face. And you don't think he got a shot? Y'all women are saying this is foolish. I wouldn't even do it. Y'all women don't even want to talk to the guy. What would make her watch this guy all day long and then not have a determination? Because curiosity kills the cat. This is why. You don't watch this man all day and you still have unanswered questions? You don't watch this man all day, you know what he's viral for, and you still have unanswered questions. How is she so invested? I'll tell you, because them spirits attract. That's why. Them spirits attract. Even Anton done made her picture bigger than everybody else's. Everybody else been having the small squares. She even get the big. I'm telling y'all. You got to purge your body of this stuff. You got to purge your body of this type of guy. And I'm not condemning him. I think that when he gets older, he's going to have regrets. If those are his children, he going to have regrets. Because he going to realize at older, when you with a little more wisdom and a little more time, you're going to see, wait a minute, I did something horrible. And especially if he's able to have his own children younger, and he going to see this is what he missed out on. I'm telling you. Because you're going to realize it's a part of me walking around and I ain't got no attachment to it. Right, Shadid. Low attractive, low vibrational energy attract low. Exactly. Right. That's what I'm saying, Chuji. The fact that y'all are tired just watching him, how could she do this all day? She been at work. She's at work. So she's at work watching this guy, and on her break, she can't wait to confront him. This is what I'm talking about, ladies. You got to guard your ear gates. She done listened to this man all day long, and now it's in her spirit. I don't even listen to certain things. I don't even watch certain things because I know. I'll be on Instagram, all the women be popping up. I can't even look at it. I can't even look at it. Because I know it ain't nothing but lust. Right, Cole. He wouldn't, right. Yeah, Cole. He wouldn't get her. He wouldn't get her at the club. He would get her by seeing her every day in passing. Yeah, you're right. Every day he, chip away a little bit. Then one night, you're right. You're right. You 100% correct. So because her excuse would be, he caught me at a weak moment. Thank you, Ian Mayor. Ian Mayor, thank you. My bad, Ian. Resist the devil and he shall flee from you. It's important to not engage in any low vibrational activity because on this plane, we attract what we are, not what we want. Exactly. Thank you for the super sticker, but exactly. Ian, same thing Shadid said. We attract this, so at the end of the day, I know she messes with foolish men. To even be able to engage. Listen, I'll be watching Fresh and Fit sometimes, and I have to cut it off. Because the women be sounding so stupid. I'm like, I can't even listen to this. Like my brain, I can feel my brain just slowly evaporating. I don't even understand how Fresh and Fit could even have a show. I couldn't listen to them women for longer than 10 minutes. Jeremy said he muted the live. I get it. That's why I stopped it. Because it was getting too much for me. But I can't even listen to some of these women. I'm like, I can't even. But again, though, this is a cautionary tale for women. There are two types of men. Wise and foolish. That's it. It's two types. I don't care if he's funny, smart, handsome, money, Korea, I don't care. It's two types of men. Once you peel through all that stuff, at the core it's going to be wisdom or it's going to be decadence and foolishness. Which one? It ain't going to be both. He either going to be wise or he's going to be foolish. Ladies, you got a 50-50 chance. You got a 50-50 chance. I know they do, but Fresh and Fit, a lot of these red pill guys, I'm going to pull somebody else up. A lot of these red pill guys, I hear these men talking about women, right? Let me be honest with y'all. I don't have any horror stories with women. I don't have any stories where she was messing with my best friend, and I got married and she would cheat. I don't have any horror stories. I can't really relate to these red pill men, most of them. But I do understand one thing about them. A lot of these red pill guys don't have any discernment. A lot of these red pill guys, they like a certain type of woman. They like the fine, bad chick. And so when they get with the fine, bad chick, when they get with her and she put them through hell, then they get upset with all women. This is the story of most red pill guys. Most red pill guys, their appetite is bigger than their stomach. You know, you are a child, you say, how much you want? Man, give me 3 scoops. You better eat all of it. He get to that second scoop, he full. Eat all of it. That's how them red pill guys are. They see the woman, I want the fine, beautiful woman that did like that. I want that. And then when they get her, he can't handle it. She running them crazy. So a lot of these men, these red pill men, they're already low vibrational. Now the stuff they saying might be right, but it's from a low vibrational place. It should never get that far with a woman. You should never get to a point where you get in your heart. Let me pull it up. Yeah, dudes be capping. They do cap. I'm gonna pull this guy up. I'm gonna pull this guy up. Ooh, I found it. Yes.
Yeah. And so
we gonna end on this guy. Now this guy is a red pill guru, but he got exposed. And again, most of these guys in this red pill movement, even Kevin Samuels, right? I always said that Kevin Samuels strikes me as the guy that was a simp. You know, he strikes me as the guy that used to be a simp. And I look at his old videos, how he used to look, how I could just take square, like I could tell. Now, not that a man can't evolve. I'm just saying a lot of guys that are like that, they go through hell because they want the girl that all the guys want. And wanting that type of girl is going to cost you something. The question is, what is it going to cost you? She's going to cost something. If a woman wants the guy that all the women want, that's going to cost her something. The question is, what is it going to cost you? Are you willing to pay it? Kevin was divorced twice. Are you willing to pay it? Jahan said, Coach Greg Adams too. Exactly. I listen to these guys. The stuff these guys put up with, I would never put up with. Ever. The horror stories I hear these guys talking about, I'm like, there's no way I would have endured it. There's no way. I done been thrown out of the car. I done been hung up on. I done been cussed out. All that. But I ain't been no simp. I have not been a simp. I got too much self-respect. to forget a woman, anybody just run all over me. No. But these men, they endure the punishment because she looks good. They endure the pain because she looks good. No. I don't care how good she look. I'm going to need my respect. That song, Respect, Respect, was written by Otis Redding, not Aretha Franklin. That was from a man's point of view, not a woman's. I want my respect.
I mean, from what I mean, there could be more I don't understand, but
They make more money the more that they. And you're supposed to abstain from.
she didn't cook for you?
Nope. Every once in a while she would, but she didn't. You guys want to fix. It's not clearly. I would not do these things. Proposals, quasi crack house. They were telling. I want you to be honest with me. It's even better. I'll tell you guys a story about the worst. I'm gonna give you guys the Reader's Digest version of the girl that I love the most. This story is it's absolutely crazy. To make a very long story very short, I started paralegal school when I was 31 years old, and there's this hot 19-year-old in my class. We took a shine to each other immediately, right? It was a great relationship. We spent every day together, blah, 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 blah. Red flag number one that I didn't even think about. One day, I had a headache in class because I suffer from migraines, and she recognized that. She says, "What's wrong?" I said, "Well, I've got a headache." She's like, "All right." Reaches into her purse, and she gives me this big white pill. I'm like, "What is that?" She says, "It's Vicodin." And I was like, "All right." So I took the Vicodin. Headache is gone. What's a 19-year-old doing with a bag full of Vicodin, right? She's a drug dealer, right? No problem at all.
Now, this guy is the red pill guru. He says the first red flag was a bag full of Vicodin from a 19-year-old. That's not the first red flag. The first red flag is you being 31 years old trying to date a woman that's 19. That is the red flag. You are the red flag, not her, you. A 31-year-old man believing he can have a serious relationship with a 19-year-old. And then to cap it all off, she got bags full of Vicodin. Now, I want you to think about this now. This is the thing that started him. This is one of the things that started him on his red pill journey, is this incident that could have been totally avoided. A 19-year-old, and the first thing he says was what? Not that she was a good woman. Not that she had morals and standard and character. Not that she was principled. What did he say? She was hot. Hot, hot, hot. I told you. These red pill guys are very low vibrational. It's what they can see and touch. They want the finest girl. They want the girl that all the other guys want. And why? Because they want to feel good about themselves. They got low self-esteem. Cole called him a creep. Listen, I look at a 19-year-old and I see a child. That's me though. Even at 31, I would see it like I would see a child. At 19 years old, she's a baby. But this guy at 31 years old thought in his mind he was going to have a great relationship with a 19-year-old. But the story gets better though.
Red flag number two. She had homemade tattoo on her wrist, right? Told me she got it when she was 15. Hold on. Red flag number three. Stay with me. Red flag number three. She had a 6-year-old. She was 19 years old who had a 6-year-old, which means what class? She had her child at 13, which means she was having sex at 12. It gets even better.
You see what I mean? You see what I mean? Everything told him not to even engage. She's 19 years old. She has a child that's 6. She got a homemade tattoo, and she got a bag full of Vicodin. Every sign is saying, do not do this. And in this situation, he blames the woman. He don't blame himself. Already the story tells you that he's 100% responsible and it's his fault. There are 2 types of men, wise and foolish. I don't care how much money he makes. I don't care how educated he is. There are 2 types of men, wise or foolish. This man lost all credibility to be this dumb at 31. Now he wants me to believe that from 31 to now, he got it all figured out. That level of tricking, that level of naiveness, that level of simping is in your DNA. If he told me he got baptized, he got doused with holy water, they performed an exorcism to get that simp demon up out of him, if he told me that, I might believe it. But unless he got an exorcism, unless he done went on a pilgrimage, unless he done got nailed to a cross, unless that stuff has happened, I don't believe nothing this dude says. Because that level of naiveness and decadence don't just go away from time. You got to purge yourself. You got to purge yourself. Let's continue.
The baby daddy was in prison at the time we were dating.
Oh.
Statutory EPAR. Here's the reason why they didn't throw the book at him with Jessica's Law. It's because she testified to the jury that she seduced him, and the jury actually bought it. The jury actually bought it.
As if the story couldn't get any worse, her baby father is in prison for statutory R word. Her baby father is in prison for a statutory R word, and she got on the stand at 13 years old or 12 and said, I seduced him. So she's already traumatized beyond belief. And this man saw this girl who he should have been a mentor to. What he should have did was been a father figure to her. Try to help her out. But instead, all he saw was hot, 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 and he wanted to sleep with her. If anybody's out there, you follow this guy, don't listen to him. He's a fraud. Because that level of decadence and simping can only be taken away through exorcism. That's the only way. He got to have flown to the Vatican and taken up under the Vatican in them secret chambers, and they got literally them priests in the movies. He got to go through that. Ain't no way in the world that ain't still him. Ain't no way. I ain't heard about no God changing my life, giving my life to Christ. I heard about none of that. I just heard red pill. Let's continue.
So let's set the scene. So my birthday, I open up Facebook to get all the birthday love. She left her account open on my computer on Facebook. I scrolled through, saw all kinds of stuff, drove to her place. I said, I want you to be honest with me. Have you cheated on me? I wanted her to lie to me. And I wanted her to lie to me so I could just keep up the delusion. She said, honestly, yes. That is the worst emotional pain I've ever felt in my life. To this day, I never will. Dude, I went to her bathroom. I puked, ripped off the necklace. She's blowing me up at work all day long. I'm sorry.
This girl saw he was a simp and she tried to spare him. She said, maybe if I leave my account open and he sees what's on my Facebook account, he'll leave. Maybe if I leave my Facebook account open and he sees what I've been doing, he'll have enough sense and he'll leave. This dude sees the Facebook, asks her, she says, I'm going to tell him the truth so he can go. She says, yes, I've been cheating. Now, instead of him saying I'm out, he rips the necklace off. I know he did it in front of her, all dramatic. How you do this to me? I love you. He ripped the necklace off. I hate you. Why you? He went to the bathroom, puking, throwing up. That level of simping don't just go away. That got to be purged from your system, from your spirit. This girl is 19. She is a child. She is 19 years old. And you sitting there in the fetal position in front of her crying on the ground. Because I know he got in the fetal. He's in the fetal position crying with throw up around his mouth. He just sitting there shivering. How can you do this to me? She done lost all respect for him. You crying and throwing up instead of leaving. She lost all respect for him. And this dude is 31 years old. Let's continue.
Sorry, I can't pick up the phone. So finally, I picked up the phone. She's like, hey, I'm sorry, you know, I want to spend the rest of my life with you, da-da-da-da-da. She's like, look, I want to come to your place. I have a birthday surprise for you. So she comes over. She has like this little cupcake, and she bought me a watch that she knew I was looking at. Then she turns around, lifts up her shirt. There was my name tattooed on the small of her back. Dude, my hand to the man. So I was back in her clutches. Things went it was all downhill from there.
She tattooed this man's name on her back, tramp stamp, and he was back in her clutches. Now, if the girl would do a homemade tattoo, her tattooing your name don't mean that much. I'm sorry. If a girl gonna do a homemade tattoo, her getting your name, it don't mean that much. Trust me. Now, this guy said he was back in her clutches. What's this guy's name? Anybody know this guy's name? Anybody know his name? What's his name? Let's continue.
There, guys, this story gets so much worse.
How old were you?
I was 31. I was 31 years old. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say 17.
Oh, no. So she continued cheating on me, right? So I'm always trying to catch her. I lost my job. I lost the place that I was at. The car that I had was paid for because I paid cash for it. It broke down. I didn't have a job, so I couldn't get it fixed. I'm evicted. I ended up having to live with a couple of her drug addict friends in a quasi crack house. Both people were on felony probation.
What?
You can't make this up. Both people, the guy and the girl, were on probation for felony possession. They were on felony probation, ankle bracelets, the whole nine. And so I lived there, and so I had to live there, right? And
so not only was he a simp, but he lost his job. He lost his place of residence and had to go live with her drug addict friends. He's in his 30s. All over a 19-year-old that he met in class. And you want me to believe that this guy is qualified to give men advice. You want me to believe that this guy is qualified to give men advice. I remember back when Kobe was a rookie, he airballed 3 shots, right? But at least it showed me that Kobe had some guts. Because most folks would have airballed that first shot and wouldn't have shot anymore. And we can all agree that the rest of the people would have shot that second shot and wouldn't have shot no more. But it took him 3 airballs for him to say, enough's enough. I give him credit for the guts. This guy She had a child at 13. Vicodin, drug addict she's a drug addict, Vicodin in her purse. She's 19. She cheating on him. Her baby daddy's in prison for statutory rape. Everything in this situation is literally pleading with him to leave, and he won't do it. Somebody said he was getting high. Cole said he was a virgin. His name is Donovan Sharp. Thank you, Idris. Donovan Sharp. Let me say this. The story you are telling right now destroys all credibility that you've ever had. And I'm going to tell you why. Because what you're telling us now is that even when you lose everything, you would still hold on to the woman. You was homeless, no car, no job, staying with drug addicts, and you still wanted the woman. There's no way that extreme existence is gone. That is still in you somewhere. And I bet every now and then, like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, it flares up. But that's still in you though. Let's continue.
And so finally, and I kept trying to get back with her. September 16th, baby daddy gets out of prison. Okay? Baby daddy gets out of prison. I called her up on September 15th. I said, you know what? I can't do it. I think you still love Ben. I can't do it anymore. Dude, she cried her eyes out. Hung up the phone. I stayed up all night long. I couldn't sleep. So I called her up. I called her up the next day. I was like, hey, meet me at this gas station. Then I called up my brother and I borrowed $800. He gave me $800. I went to the jewelry store. I bought her a ring, proposed to her. I proposed. Listen, I'm telling you. Listen, it gets worse. It gets worse. I swear.
This man said after all of that, he borrowed $800 from his brother and proposed to her. And you think that this guy is qualified to ever give a speech about a red pill? Even homeless, sharing the couch with a drug addict. Homeless and sharing the couch with a drug addict. He didn't borrow $800 to get a place. He didn't borrow $800 to get his car fixed. He borrowed $800 to get her a ring. The girl that was cheating on him, the girl that's 19. He is disqualified from all red pill movements. All of them. All of them. I don't want to hear it. Let's continue. We almost done. Let's continue.
God, people wonder why I speak with such conviction about these things. Dude, look, it gets worse. It gets worse. So she says yes, right? So now, all of her friends are like, oh, she's getting engaged. Well, eventually she started fucking the baby daddy behind my back. Of course. So we were in this love triangle. Anytime she was pissed off at me, she'd go and fuck him. Anytime she was pissed off at him, she would come and fuck me. So finally on Thanksgiving, I had to call my brother. My family was in this was in North Carolina. My brother comes out into this quasi crack house, and he's kind of looking around, and they're all looking up at him like, that's your brother? And of course we look alike. And so I'll never forget, man. I'm telling my brother about the situation. He's like, my real name's Alex. He's like, Alex, what are you doing? And I said to him, dude, you don't choose who you love. I still loved her.
Now that's right there is of everything. You don't choose who you love. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Because it takes you spending time with someone to fall in love with them. So you always choose who you fall in love with. This guy is one of the red pill gurus. And I'm trying to figure out how. How did this story not make him lose everything? He said, this is the reason why I speak with so much conviction and so much passion, because of this. This is all your fault. She's 19 years old. I'm taking her out of the situation. She a child. I'm going to remove her. This is all on Donovan. This is all on Donovan. I can't even say Samson and Delilah because he ain't Samson. And she ain't even Delilah. She a child. This is the ratchet version of Jack and Jill. But anyway, but he says you can't help who you fall in love with, no accountability. And he's on the couch trying to rationalize why he was such a fool. I know Pearl is like, dude, listen, I know this about women.
So he drives me back after Thanksgiving dinner. This girl calls me up and tells me that she was now engaged to be married to Ben, right? I'm crushed. I'm heartbroken. I'm crestfallen. I'm doing pills. I'm doing drugs.
From the time that you recognize the tattoo and that she had a 6-year-old to this time, how long has time progressed?
I met her the first day of the second semester, so right in January. So this happened between January. This happened in one calendar year. So
I was saying, I was aim to tell the story. All this girl, this is because he got his feelings hurt, because he's stupid and lustful and immature. You done did all this for this woman, borrowed money from your brother, lived in a crack house, and she with somebody else. I'm continue on Wednesday, but I'll continue on. Thank y'all. y'all probably tuning in, and we'll finish up with this guy Donovan. All right, thank y'all.